Mhm. Hello, hello. We here. We ready and we live.
Is the mic muted?
No, it's not.
There we go.
What up, though?
Hey.
Be right
What
when I.
up? What up?
It's funny. All right, check 1, check 2. If you out there, give us some hearts, give us some thumbs up. Let us know you're watching. Before we get started, you see people filing in the room. We're gonna let it play for a couple more seconds, and before we get started.
What
What
up?
Yes, out there. Let us know you out there. It's Butterfly, it's Jen, and it's Alicia. And we don't have a name for ourselves yet. We just
We
three black
don't.
Narrative First Sight, season 12 episode, every episode until it's
Absolutely.
every episode until it's over. So good evening, beautiful people, whoever's listening, whoever is watching. We are back for our weekly chit chat on Married at First Sight. It's good.
Yeah.
It's self-reflection. It's some interesting. It makes you just look at yourself and be like, is that me? Could I do that? Would I act like that? Would I embarrass my family TV like that? Am I sign up for this TV show? Yes. Would I act like I think I wouldn't, but would I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So real quick, we can call people onto the stage one by one when we're talking about certain couples. Keep it brief. If you want to come on stage, let us know. We'll definitely send you the link. Koya, our stage manager, will pop you in and pop you right back out when it's done. So keep the flow going. We're going to attack each couple one by one. Give us our predictions, our thoughts, our whatever. We're going to keep it moving. Okay. Stay as long as you want. Stay as short as you want. We'll be on here for a nice little minute. Giving our chit chat. Okay. So first and foremost, we want to say congratulations. Congratulations to Deanna and Greg from season 9. Who are that's a good picture, Koya. Yeah.
That's the picture I saw earlier.
Oh, who just welcomed their new baby. I don't know how to say his name because it's spelled Declan. Is it Declan? Declan? We don't know, but it's a boy, and we're so excited for them. Season 9, Greg was complimenting her. She was like, "I'm not ready for this. It's too much compliments, too much love." And this is when Married at First Sight goes right. This work, arranged marriage work. There's beauty in having potentially somebody else pick your partner because the way somebody else is thinking, you may not be thinking, and you might just find the beauty in it when you didn't even think it might not work. You thought it might be some other stuff. So congratulations once again to Greg and Deanna for welcoming their bundle of joy. I think it's been 2 years for them. They've been married.
Yeah, about 2 years.
So that's their baby. So we pray for their health, for their family, for their growing family, for her spirit, for her body, for their marriage. We want to pray blessings over this baby, that he is healthy and he is just everything they've ever wanted, and that they will continue to grow and blossom in their family. So give them some love, give them some good juju, put some good energy their way wherever they are. Congratulations. Okay. Black love in the planet.
It is here and it is possible.
Come on now. We love, but we definitely love what, Alicia?
Drama.
Black love. You don't say black love, girl.
Oh, we do love. We get super excited about black love. There's so many obstacles that stand against it. So it is wonderful when it succeeds. It's beautiful.
Yes. Look at it. We love to watch it capture. We love to unfold. We just love it. Okay. So out to everybody that watches. We're all our Married at First Sight lovers out there. If you a diehard Married at First Sight fan, give us some hearts. If you watch it first time, you stressed out, stressed, exhausted. If you sleep on the couch trying to watch Married at First Sight like this, if you texting your homegirls and making Facebook sentences like, what are they doing? Give us some love out here. So here we go.
It's exhausting.
So shout out to Tierra, shout out to Sister Simone, shout out to Rosalind, shout out to Elizabeth, shout out to Koya. What happened? Drop your fork. Shout out to Christina. Everybody who was watching. Thank you for taking part in our antics. Okay, So go ahead, Koya, and hit us with the whatchamacallit, with the whatever you do, the little thing.
The intro.
Thank you. The intro. We can't hear Koya. Hold on, y'all.
Technicals.
Give us 1 second, and now I'm eating, so chart it to my mind, not my heart. Me and Jennifer will be eating a little bit during this broadcast.
Are y'all eating collard greens and black eyed peas soup?
Nah, girl, we our meal prep. Shout out to the goon with a spoon. Jay Gilchrist with the goon with a spoon. Meal preps going on. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
And some Popeyes
biscuits.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So I don't know if Koya got it, but if not, we can go right in. We can just go right in. It's okay, Koya. Sometimes we have little technical difficulties going on.
Yeah.
So we got a little order going on here. And hey, Millicent. Hey, Silver. So like I said before, if y'all have some comments on the couple, we're going to bring people in one at a time. We're going to chat first. If you have something to say, we're going to welcome you in. We can, she got it?
Well, then we can. Tonight, with just over 6 weeks until this day.
Come back, Koya.
Friends and family for the first time since the wedding.
Because of the issues Eric has expressed me with having guy friends, I'm feeling so stressed. I haven't seen my husband get his shirt off ever. I'm very physically, sexually frustrated.
You don't have to feel obligated to be with your ex. I think it's very premature. I think it's selfish. Yeah, I really don't. She just not looking at the game. I got kind of thing on too old.
He's like, accusing me of having a boyfriend. So what are you gonna do?
When she's gone for like 4 days now. If anything causes us to end, it will be this situation.
Yeah. I don't want to see you mess this up. She a good girl for you, bro.
Have like a great conversation with you. My fiance,
I'm very anxious right now. How is this conversation really going to go?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's just cut it. Okay, so we want to first talk about Brianna and Vincent. So we left off last episode before this one from last night with Vincent spilling some wine on the floor and Brianna calling him Champagne Vinny and kind of laughing at him or laughing at the situation. And Vincent storms out and says he's going home. And Brianna says, well, hold on, Negro, where's home? Because it's home. I don't understand. So what we learned yesterday, yes, that was real good. So what we learned yesterday is that Vincent, what happened? Oh, there we go. Like, what's going on?
I'm like, my face is bigger than I would like it to be.
So what we learned yesterday is that Vincent made it to the garage and came back in. I was happy to hear that.
Me too.
I was so happy to hear that Vincent had a check in his spirit and was like, you know what?
Let me go back.
Let me go back.
Because this isn't how we handle problems, arguments.
Absolutely.
And he also, I thought I heard him say that this is not my girlfriend. This is my wife. If this is my girlfriend, I can maybe go home. You know what? I done had enough of this. I'm going home. But this is my wife. I can't run away from my wife like this. I have to stay present and sit in this. We don't have the option to run away from the situation. And then even yesterday, she said, "We have a second bedroom, honey. You can go second bedroom and cool down,
Right.
cool off." I was like, "Come on, prepared."
I was glad she said that too.
Yeah, me too.
He's sensitive. He is sensitive. Y'all are right.
Very much so.
But I would like to challenge what he means. Like, you need to have like a respect for me and this, that, and the other. I don't think that's the issue with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like that he constantly, that term gets used a lot with him, and I don't understand why he views that like that. But she just needs to be more aware of the words that do come out of her mouth, because he's sensitive. And when he did speak with his friend had a smile on his face the whole story. His friend was laughing the whole time. He was like, "And what happened? Make you that upset that you wanted to leave? I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting."
Yeah. His friend was like, "So what made you leave?" Like, "Though I'm waiting for that part." Like, so, oh, that was it.
Right. He was like,
okay.
His friend made the same thing. He was like, "All right, you had a bottle, okay."
Yeah.
So he was laughing the whole time.
Right. But it is interesting. It's funny because a lot of times he said it. He was trying to be smooth. He was trying to do this thing, and it didn't go over the way he wanted it to go over. That's where his ego was hurt. That he wasn't smooth. But what I find a lot these days, even like my nephew, who is, well, how old is Stevie? 20?
He has deeper issues. It's a disrespect. Men do use that word a lot. They love
the word. That's like it's like a young person word, like, but respect me. And I don't understand. Like, I don't think she disrespected him. I think that they're still learning each other, and she's a little snippet. She's a little jazzy, and whoever said it, I think he does have some deep issues along not feeling good enough about him being where he wants to be right now, about a woman maybe being more fluent than he is right now, maybe some, and he doesn't feel confident. So anything she says, he takes as a jab, because he's just not where he wants to be right now. His own personal journey.
Absolutely.
That's what I think. But the whole disrespect,
it's not disrespectful to me. I know men have an issue with that respect and thing, but he uses that word constantly, and I'm like, she's not being disrespectful. This is like a communication thing that needs to happen with y'all. It's not like that at all. I don't think it is.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that she means it as disrespect. I definitely feel like he is taking it in through that lens. I'm really curious. I was wanting to see more, like, with his interactions with his family, to see and get like an understanding of what was going on there. His mom being an immigrant, and like, and him being like the first generation. I'm wondering if he's feeling like some pressure with all of that and starting a new business, all that stuff. But I do feel like he has some deep-rooted insecurities there. I think that's just a part of being human, and so when you enter into a marriage, that's a vulnerability, like your insecurities, and you don't want your partner talking on your insecurities. But because Brianna is jokey and a little snippy, she and a little bossy, like that tends to overstep his undefined boundaries, because he hasn't really truly like defined them for her to even know when she's crossing them. Like, you talk just see, like, so what am I saying exactly? He hasn't really truly said given her enough to know how to even talk to him in the right way.
He made whatever he made, the comment he made when it was just him, when it's just them. Whatever he said, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember thinking he needs to say that same thing word for word with her, because it's like a good explanation of how he felt and what was going on in his mind with that whole thing. Like, he needs to say that to her, because that sounds
way better.
Yeah,
I think he makes the word disrespect uses that word as a blanket statement, but he needs to pull back the layers to that word for her to understand, because disrespect is not what happened. He's using that word as a covering for how he feels. And I think he should really unpack those feelings and say that versus the blanket word of disrespect.
Yeah. Really is hurt and embarrassed.
Right. Which he said it. I was hurt. I was embarrassed. I felt some type of way because I was trying to be smooth and it didn't go over right. And when I was trying to be smooth, she didn't recognize I was trying to be smooth. And then her little the little thing she said sent him over the edge.
Trying to be smooth, carrying a bottle of champagne in a book bag. I said, "Oh, the baby."
Up and down, all this kind of stuff.
Oh, the baby. He thought that book bag was gonna hold that champagne. No. But yeah, I did. It was good to see their families like connect. I'm a fan of Brianna's mama. I love her to death. She said, "You can tell me the things because I know my child.
Right.
How is it really going? How about that?
What's going on? What did she do? Tell me."
Right.
Yeah, like this is you can give me the fluff stuff. No, I want to know the real stuff. Like, tell me the things.
Right. I love that. And I hope that even that it just opens up a door for them to understand each other better and know that they're only 12 days into this.
They're babies.
12 days in. Like, I'm going to make you mad. I don't know you. And even Vincent said, he was like, we're still learning each other. And I love that he was able to come back to that even after triggered. Because just like with other couples, when something happens, it's like, wait a second, you kind of feel like, and it's like, man, we're just meeting each other.
Absolutely.
And I don't even know. And sometimes your natural way of existing is going to bother somebody. And they haven't had the privilege to actually date. That they're kind of trying to date now, now and not, they're trying to figure everything else now. So I'm happy that she came back. I'm happy they were there to talk about it. I'm happy that she was able to say, can you let me know how I made you upset? I need to really understand because I didn't mean to do that.
Right.
So, yeah. Now, I did tag a few people. Shawnee and Evita, you want to come up real quick? I did send people the link if they want to jump on.
Come on, Evita.
Come on, Evita.
Come on, please.
I'm gonna come on here and speak real quick. So, my only thing which was hilarious watching this was I already knew this was gonna be his reaction. So I told you I'm well versed in Leo. Okay. So what I know about Leo characteristics are they cause a plan of perfection in their head that they do not explain to other people. So him being smooth, him having this idea of who he should be as a man right now at this age for him, where he should be as a husband. Like, he has a standard that he has not communicated with anyone else. Most Leos set a perfection standard that they are very, 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 very hard on themselves with, right? So what I did love was, like, you could clearly tell, like his, like, if the dude can even help but laugh at what Brianna said, like, because that, like, okay, you spilled champagne trying to be smooth, like, that's hilarious, right? But he still was like, no, but I needed the plan to go this way, right? So, like, I don't even know. Like, it's so much more than therapy. He would have to get that. Like, it's such a natural characteristic of who he is. It's going to be so difficult for him to check that. And then the thing about disrespect, what I learned in that kind of 1 second was we don't really know what people's level of disrespect is either. Yeah, like,
absolutely.
Everybody's the word, yes, he was using it blanketed, but he wasn't. Right. For him, that is what disrespect looks like. And we don't know what everybody's level really is.
I think in the moment, but even when he was re-describing it to his friend, he couldn't even explain it. He was like,
his ego didn't want to say, I'm embarrassed.
Right. It was, I'm embarrassed. it wasn't disrespect. It was I wanted to be smooth. It should have been, baby, I was trying to be smooth with this stupid champagne bottle in my backpack, and it didn't go over how I wanted, and I just felt stupid for doing it like this.
And then think about a male lion. Like, he wanted to be grandiose. He wanted it to be like, but it's in a book bag, Slim. Like, he was already not grandiose with it.
Right.
I think they'll be fine. I think they will be okay. His mother was interesting. I know there's a language barrier.
Yeah.
But I couldn't like read her energy totally. Like, I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't read. I think I don't know how well she knows her son either. Like, I couldn't read their relationship. Like,
I think she was
like
just
his homeboy knew him.
nice and polite. The mom, she was just trying to smile and be cool.
Like, yes.
He was like, Europe. He's like, Africa. She's like, Europe.
Right. Yes.
I think they'll be fine. They'll be okay.
Fine. Anybody want to come up? Anybody want to say something? If we go on to the next couple, I'm gonna wait a few seconds. Evita, Stephanie, you want to jump in?
Evita better come for Eric in Virginia. I want to hear what she got to say.
I'm gonna pause for the cause. Evita, going back.
Absolutely, but I do agree with that statement. You have to accept your partner for who they are and not expect for them to act how you would act, because they're not going to act how you would act. They're going to probably do the exact opposite, because normally that's how coupling works. You kind of, even though you have your core of the things that you are alike and personality wise, they kind of respond in an opposite way that you would, and it doesn't mean it's wrong, it's just different.
Right. And that's all part of it's all part of learning the process.
Yeah.
But just like I think they'll be fine. I think it's just part of that talking it through, really trying to get to the bottom of things. And I think that even with Brianna being like kind of choosing her words and figuring out what to say to I think that could potentially usher in another part of him that will help him to see that, okay, she's really listening, like she wants to understand. Apparently, I mean, we all have been hurt, right? None of us have scot-free, and we'll be hurt again. And either people we are going to hurt us at some point because they're not perfect. And I think really every man on this series this year is showing. Jacob is showing like he was triggered by Haley when she said something. You know, Ryan is real kind of closed off and reserved and ready to give this love at some certain moment in time when I don't know when the ceiling opens up and God himself comes out from down. I don't know. So yeah. So I'm gonna keep it going. If I did send some people the link, if you do want to come on stage and talk with us about a couple, let us know. Raise your hand, wave at us, let us know. If not, we're gonna keep going. Yes. So do you want to go to Paige and Chris next, or you want to jump to somebody else real quick?
Let's just jump in. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's just
rip the Band-Aid off. Usually wait to the end. We're going to rip the Band-Aid off. I don't even want to. Can we show a separate photo? Can we put like a big black line between them? Because
I know, like.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. So what I do want to start off by saying is that I talked to my friend Ebony earlier today. We were talking about the show. And she says, I think Black women and Black people are so angry with this, and with Paige in particular, is because we see ourselves in Paige. And from the beginning of this show, I went from feeling sorry for Paige and really want to advocate her, from being exhausted and irritated and mad and just putting up with this. And then as episodes have went on, I had to sit with myself as we're talking about her and realize, like, at one point, I was Paige.
Absolutely.
And I think we have to realize that we've been asking where her mama is, where her family is, where her friends are. And just before we got on this live, we were backstage talking about how when we each have gone through something, Our friends weren't even able to snatch us up out of it.
No.
Friends, we were so deep. Let me tell you, my sister will tell you, I was going to be homeless under a viaduct with this Negro, okay? I was so far gone. My mama was like, he is not it. This is not it for you. No, I love him. He is everything. We're going to be funky under the... Thank you. That's one. Yeah, cool. Yeah. But this is the picture, okay?
That brings down my anxiety quite a bit. Thank you.
So I just want to say, we all have been Paige. We all have been. We are amazing women in ourselves, even in our faults. And we all have tried to raise somebody else's husband. We all have raised somebody else's husband. Unfortunately, fortunately, however you want to look at it, we all have had low self-esteem. We all have been in a place where we have chose the wrong person because where we were at in our lives. And so Paige reminds us of ourselves, of our older self. When I was 26, 27, I chose the wrong person. I was definitely Paige with my husband. Here you go, Sabrina.
Husband, yes.
So I think even as I was sitting here talking about Paige the last few weeks, I looked at myself. I was like, wait a second. I may have been Paige even 3-4 months ago. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, hello? I'm just trying to say. I'm going to send Sabrina the link. So I just wanted to say that before we go into detail. But let's just say that I think we all are a little proud of Paige right now.
Yes.
I think Paige has Sabrina, I sent you the link to come on stage to talk for a second if you want to. I think Paige is done.
Well, let's start with the conversation between Chris and his friends.
Yes. Thank you, Jennifer. So Chris says, I want to talk to my pastor friend and my homeboy because they shoot from the hip. They keep it real. Blah, 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 blah. He gets in a conversation. The pastor, he the way he tells a story was so on his side.
Well, he's telling the story, and he did tell the story. He told what happened, but he did not tell everything else that happened, the like emotions from her and what he did, like everything that went on between the two of them. He just told the story from like his perspective. So when they started encouraging him to not split with her, I was getting upset.
We both were getting upset.
And I was like, why are they telling him this? But they have not seen anything that happened.
Yeah.
They don't know what happened. They're just getting this from his side.
Right.
So from his side, to them, it sounds like, what are you doing?
Right.
You've got a good one here. Stick with her. All this other stuff. So from that point, it was a true thing, I guess. But once they get to see everything else that he did to her, I was like, don't encourage him with this foolishness. And the way he handles things, we've seen with everybody is the same. When he doesn't want to hear you anymore, he gets on his phone.
Yep.
He starts getting agitated. He just clocks out. He checks out, and he's like gone. He runs.
I was excited to see two positive Black men holding their brother accountable. That was nice to see, even though they didn't know Paige's experience of Chris. They were at least trying to encourage him to do the right thing. Not knowing the foolishness that he put her through, but still encouraging him to like, hey, keep your commitment to her. You're being immature. You really need to think about who Paige is. She is definitely the type of woman you deserve. Like, I think this, even though he wasn't, again, sharing her side of it, I think these are also words that Chris needed to hear. Even though he may have not received them, sometimes it will just create some kind of wavelength in the brain. So if he makes this mistake again, which we know he will, he will hear what what they have said, like maybe I'm picking the wrong type of women, or maybe I do need to focus more on who a woman is versus what she looks like, or how much money she making, or if she wear designer shoes and makeup or not. But so that was really, really, really great to hear and see. I was excited about that, and excited I feel like really all of the friends, but did really well in this. But I was just really, really, really proud of the two brothers telling him, you need to stick it. You need to stick it, even though we don't want them to be.
Yeah, I didn't want to tell him to stick it, but they told him to stick to it or stick with it based off of what they were given. So
Absolutely.
that was it's like coming in before God. You went before God, Chris. You need to da. So they were definitely holding his feet to the fire. And then just to see him check out like that, I mean, I feel like what the fuck is that shit? Like, what is that shit? Like is that an actual? Is that just him crying? Is that like him pouting? Like, what condition? Like, what is it? Because every single time somebody confronts him with himself and does not agree, he just checks out. He checks
out.
It's freaking like clockwork. He checks out. He's on his phone. He's done with the conversation. He's leaving. He's having a fake anxiety attack, or I don't want to call it fake, but he's having a moment.
That's about like 2 or 3 years old when you see a little kid doing like, Mama, I can't hear you, man, because they don't want to hear what their mom is saying. Like, that is I was 12. Some of his behavior is 12, but some of his behavior is lower than 12. And that behavior right there, like a 12-year-old knows to sit and attend to somebody, a reprimand or a check. He was even scared to even sit with them. Like, I don't want to sit with them because I know, Pastor, he don't hold his words. Like, he already knew he was going to get a fussing.
Right. And even in that photo, when he came in, he looked like he was 10.
A little baby.
And his face looked real innocent, like, I'm about to get cussed out. It was so interesting. And then for him to call Paige and say, well, I just want to sit and talk with my ex-fiance, the mother of my child, and let us have a conversation. And I'm like, first of all, what y'all need to talk about? Right? So you call the meeting, okay? You call the said meeting, okay? You get Paige is sitting there,
but I want to know who convinced him to do that whole.
It had to be production.
Because he didn't even want to speak on camera about any of this stuff. And now he's got the ex and Paige in the same room.
It had to be production. It had to be.
But it was.
He is but a boy.
Yeah, he's a small child. He's a really small child.
A mere lad.
That's my other thing, Courtney. I was like, he ain't said a word. He done walked in the room with these two, and he has not said a word. The two of them started to talk.
Well, that was the thing. You called the meeting. You should set the tone. You need to be the person to say something. First of all, they come in, sit in the chair by himself. He sits with the ex-fiance. They looking all jazzy. Paige is like, y'all look jazzy. She come in jeans and a t-shirt. She's still cute. They suited and booted. The ex-fiance legs crossed to the gods. Okay. He got a suit on and they just sitting there
with his ankles exposed. It's a pet peeve. It's a pet peeve of mine. I know it's a style, but it is a pet peeve. I'm like, cover your ankles. You grown.
Let me tell you, when Paige came out and said, I was worried I was pregnant too. I was like,
I said, you better.
She wanted Mackenzie, whatever her name is,
Mercedes to know.
She was doing it wrong too, girl.
And she turned and looked at him and was like,
you ain't tell me that?
I'm sorry, what? By who?
By who?
And she was like,
when she said by who, I was like, nah, girl.
Oh, they've been having sex this whole time.
Right.
But what I did like was how the two of them were able to talk and speak. It wasn't any animosity. It was nothing. It was just the two of them trying to understand what happened, what this fool child has got them both involved in. Fool child.
Full child. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
Both involved in.
To the point again where he has a woman, he's put another woman in front of him to kind of stand up, or like, I don't even want to say stand up for him, but he puts
Speak
them
for
in.
him.
Yeah, to speak. And I don't that and then he sits over there and he's getting agitated. It's no point in this conversation.
But before
she's
that,
being rude, she's being disrespectful. And the ex was like, no, she's not.
She conducted herself with grace.
She did.
Much more grace than any woman would have. She conducted herself with grace.
But even for that, once again, it's something about Black women, okay? And even sometimes when shit could get hella ugly, they almost banded together.
Yeah, they did.
There was like this little band where like, okay, girl, I see you. You see me. Yeah. Okay. This fool right here. Even at the end, when he started nutting up, and then whatever her name is said, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. She's not disrespectful. Yes, she is. No, she got back. No, she's not. And I love that even in the midst of this being a touchy situation, something they both did sign up for, indirectly, I guess they did if they was, whatever.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they were able to have that conversation and not be kind of bickering and cussing each other out and going nuts.
Absolutely.
They were able to have a conversation and just, oh, he's so pitiful. It's just
his ankle.
But even when I just lost my thought. Oh, when the conversation turned to like, I came into this with a clear heart.
Oh, yes.
The intentions were clear and pure, and he's like, and my intentions weren't pure.
Come on, Chris.
You can talk to me directly if you want to. I was like,
don't like you a man now. Don't come at me like that now when you have drugged me through the mud. Don't come at me like that. I was proud of Paige in that moment. You can speak to me. You can speak to me. And she was like, oh, okay.
She does. Yeah, I agree. Jen, I think it was great to see how even in Paige's like confessional, she was like, this is what he does. I know his behavior. He shuts down. He runs off. This is what he does. And she was able to see it for what he was and not a way to like run after him, which I felt like that's what she was feeling in previous episodes, like to console him. Like she has truly made the decision like, nope, I'm not doing it anymore, at least for this episode.
Right. Pulling herself by her own bootstraps. I definitely was proud of him. And I was proud of the two women for just coming together and having a conversation. And the ex-fiance, and even, we didn't talk about ex-fiance says, we're not getting back together.
She was like, I just want to let you know, I have no intention of us getting back together. I think that's when he really got agitated even more. Because he was under the impression in his mind that he was gonna leave out of this thing and he was gonna go back over here and be like a whole
family,
husband and wife with this woman who's having his child, which we discussed earlier. We don't think she is still having the child.
Right.
No.
Even to the point where, oh my wait, my train of thought. Hold up. Oh my God, I forgot what to say.
Yeah.
I forgot it that fast. Dang it.
Hopefully it come back.
Yeah.
The fact that she made a decision like, no, we're not getting back together. I think even because she even saw when he walked off and they continued to like talk together and like, you're gorgeous. They were just complimenting each other. I think both of them truly see him for who he is and wish him well.
Yeah. I think that he thought he was going to just walk back up into the relationship. Like, I'm just that good. I can just come back up into this shit. And when she was like, oh, no, we're not about to get back together.
He was like,
burn both his, like he burned both bridges.
He did.
Oh, he did. And the fact that what's the name? Mercedes was like, it's a shock to me because just 6 weeks prior we were together, and now he's telling me that he's married on a TV show. So I'm as confused
was
as
not
you
even
are.
aware that he had done this until received the phone call from her to say, "Hey, I'm pregnant," and he's like, "Oh, I'm married,"
and she's like, "What?" So when she said, how surprised was I when I called and told him that I'm pregnant, and he said I'm married.
Confusion.
Deep in the process of being on this show when they had sex, unprotected. He's a mess.
Absolutely.
I'm not condoning anybody getting threatened or death threats or being people. I don't condone that, but I can definitely. I just don't condone it, but I know he's gotten a lot of that. And the way he showed up, and that's why I asked, like, besides him being like a little kid and his responses, is that a condition? Like, seriously, like, is it a condition? Like, I've never seen a whole adult just do that every single time they are positioned.
You've never seen that?
No. I mean, maybe, but not every single time.
To like the extent
he's
that
like,
he does.
It's Sunday.
It's
I want to go. I can't wait to eat. I can't wait to see the food. I mean, what are you doing? I've never seen this behavior before in my life.
He reminds me a lot of our former president. He said when he ended the conversation, he said, "This has been an amazing conversation." I said, "Oh my God, who does that sound like? This is the best news conference ever. Thank you so much, everyone." You know, it was like very much. This has been an amazing conversation. You're being sarcastic and trying to end the conversation because it didn't go how you wanted to go, which I'm still trying to understand, like, how you wanted it to go, like, because obviously Mercedes doesn't seem like the woman who's going to mince her words. Like, she's going to say the thing she's going to say, and she has told him this ain't happening.
She does like do that.
Yeah, like, she has told him, like, we're not getting back together. That's not the first time he's heard that. That wasn't a shock to him. So I don't know how you thought this conversation was going to go. But I think, really, I feel like the producers had this sit down Chris sit down, and he doesn't like being held accountable. He truly does not. He does not being held accountable at all.
Yeah. What does it feel like to be in your mid-20s, which, I mean, you're not late 20s, and not be able to accept that you have done somebody wrong, you've done something wrong, accept it and be like, you know what? I did do that to you, and I'm sorry. Like, I don't even understand.
No.
Most of the time, if I'm like, I don't want to admit that I'm wrong, I still know.
Yeah, you still know, like, I probably shouldn't have said it like that or did it that way.
Right.
But even now,
did that on purpose, and I'm sorry.
But I feel like even those death threats that he's getting, all that stuff is just reinforcing this victim, like, mentality he has of, like, they just don't see my side and how tough it was for me to go through that process, like being married to a woman I really wasn't attracted to, and then, having this child, I did the best I could.
Right.
I really feel like that's how he has shaped this. He has his own reality.
Thank you. Own reality, which is incorrect, which makes me think that he needs some therapy, because everything is it narcissism? Is he narcissistic? Is it what? And just, I want to reflect, because Rosalind said, but is she really pregnant? So Rosalind, the whole story is that at first the rumor was that they thought this whole story was concocted to get Chris out of the marriage with Paige and get him back with Mercedes. And this isn't really pregnant and that there is a cousin that is pregnant, which is the reason why him and his ex-fiance broke up. That was a whole situation. But we've seen pictures of Mercedes, and he's been in Mexico, whatever, posting, and apparently she isn't pregnant. But we don't have any hard cold facts, or maybe she made another decision to do something different with her body in terms of this pregnancy. We do not know. But it doesn't seem as though, or maybe something unfortunate, occurred as well, because she was earlier in her pregnancy. We don't know what's going on, but it doesn't appear that she is currently with child. What does more people say? Does that make him a sociopath that doesn't hold himself accountable? Who knows? Do you know about that, Alicia? Sociopath?
Well, sociopath, it takes a, I won't say it takes a lot to make one. We're not trying to make one. But one, lack of appropriate attachment is definitely a part of it. So attachment, you're talking about from birth, and attachment. So early on, a mom is attaching to her baby, the skin, that all of that connection that you make with a baby and secured attachment. That baby needs to be able to trust mom to fulfill their needs. When they cry, when they're hungry, all of that, they need to be able to trust and build that attachment. If they have not been able to do that and feel safe in a safe environment, it creates the environment for someone to be very closed off and feel the distance from others and like people's feelings and things of that nature, which could breed that type of mindset. And then also if they've been and dealt with a lot of really an atmosphere of abuse. I didn't want to say like an instance, but an atmosphere of abuse where abuse was like normalized. Like this is just what we do.
Wow. So yeah. Evita says, I think that parents create this when they always ask their child, what did someone do to you?
Mm-hmm.
Always ask others, what did you do
to
react that way? That's a good, that's good, Evita.
He's a gaslighter. He's a professional gaslighter, she said.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then Toya's mama said, she could still be the cousin. I don't remember him introducing her as the ex-fiance at the conversation. I remember him saying,
he did.
I'm going to listen.
He did.
He did.
Yeah, but gaslighting is like when somebody tells you what you did and you're like, something must be wrong. You don't understand, like they completely make you feel like you're crazy. And what your experience with them, you might have read it wrong or you did something wrong. Like there's no way that this is truly your experience of Chris. Like him saying, oh yeah, I came in this with the right motives. There's no way that this could ever happen.
Like, he's saying, I want
a
Christian freak, basically.
I wanted to fight him. Last night.
Yeah.
Yes, because just the way acting, like
fight him,
at that point, I would have mushed him in the face.
Mushed him.
Yeah, it would have started with one of these, and then it would have went on from there. Because, like, just his inability to see, I didn't come in this with pure intentions. No, you didn't. Because you was having sex with your ex-fiance when you were going through the process. They asked you a few times, is that over? Are you done with that?
Even the pastor asked him.
Are you attached to her in any other way? Are you sure that's over? Oh yeah, I'm sure. He's gonna need to I don't know how he's gonna move on from this, like to be in a relationship with another woman. There may be someone else for him.
There will be. No doubt about it. He will move on. He will.
I'm sorry. Kayla, I'm sending you the link.
Sabrina, is she in the back?
Oh, she's on. Okay, let's bring up Coy, you want to come on real quick? Is anybody in the waiting room?
Yes.
People.
I'm gonna talk quickly. She's been back here for a while, actually, y'all. So just quickly, I'm going to share my page like experience real quick because I had to think about it. I had to think about my old self, and I have dated that man. Like a version of this man, and identically to this man. And this man to gaslight me. This is when I was very insecure and not paying attention to all of that. You know what I'm saying? And intellectually, we were, vibing. So he was real good with his words. But I'm telling you, you go from being a very strong, very sure of yourself person to a crazy person. Like you fall into this rabbit hole of their like narcissism and destruction. The gaslighting is a real thing. Like that weakness we saw in her, she is being brainwashed. Like there was a moment where I wasn't even picking the phone up for my friends because I was just like in this man's face. Wow. There, you know what I'm saying? And there was a time where it was like I would try to make sure like I didn't do things that like he might go off about, or like, it was like straight up mental abuse. And then he would like everything would be good and he would disappear for like 2 to 3 months and pop up with a baby. I mean, this happened about 4 times. Okay.
4 babies?
Yeah, 4 babies. None of them are mine. Right. Okay. So he would pop back up. I was like, you got a baby, don't you? Like, it's been 6 months. Is a baby. Like, y'all, like the gaslighting was real. Like y'all, like I have always been very strong in what I know, what I like, what I am. But there was a time where this dude, like, straight up was Chris, dog, y'all talking just like, that's why I'm laughing. Like, I feel blessed for y'all if y'all haven't dealt with that, because it's real. It looks just like that. He would cry so I wouldn't have space to cry. He would run away in a corner and throw a tantrum so that I could not have a space. I was the victim, but he would create a space where I didn't even feel safe. Like, and I would walk away, y'all, like, I can't believe I just did that to him. Like he was so good at that mental manipulation. Like, and it's a very thin line into being a sociopath because he had no empathy for what was happening. He had no acknowledgement for what was going down. Like he just did what he wanted, when he wanted it, and did not care about those consequences. And that's what I saw. So that was really difficult for her to get out of, even in that short amount of time that she was in it. Yeah. But I was so proud of her, and I was so proud of them for handling him that way. Like, I'm not speaking directly to you. You don't deserve it. Right. But I'm gonna bake you to her. Why you said right there? You're a child. Absolutely. You have never had words for me. So you're a child. I'm not speaking to you. You can't comprehend what I right. But that's love it. I love it.
So we're gonna get your feedback, Dr. Sabrina. We're gonna pop you in and probably pop you back out and then pop you back in, okay?
Okay. You can pop me in and then I'll be done. And then I can just go and eat. But what I'll say is the thing that disturbs me the most is not any of them. It's the fact that I know that there's professionals that are somewhere around and ain't nobody heard shit from them. So I'm sorry, you a pastor of a church, or you a counselor and a pastor, you ain't called the brother to the side and said, what the fuck going on? I as a professional am cringing at the fact that you taught this show as the professionals have done all this background work and we I believe, I think Alicia said it, that the producers or the people who want to make sure that we have good TV, this is a part of good TV. Yeah. And so, it's good TV. And so, I think they knew he was a narcissist because if you check off the things of a narcissist, he has them all. He's not empathetic. He definitely is a boss. He likes flattery. He exaggerates everything, whether it's positive or negative. And then for him to check out the way he does, the thing about a narcissist is that everybody else is beneath them. And I don't care who it is. So the pastor, he had something nice to say about the pastor at first, but then as soon as he said something that he wasn't feeling, he started fiddling with his phone and things because he doesn't respect anybody. Because then, like you said, Alicia, when you don't have true boundaries and that you haven't bonded, when you don't bond, you don't have a conscience. And when you don't have a conscience, you'll do whatever and it don't matter because you don't have that feeling that, oh, I feel sad for them, or oh, they don't have that. When you don't bond, you don't have attachment. And if you don't have attachment, you look at people as things and not as something that you're empathetic about, or that you have compassion for. And so he don't have none of that. And so when we say he's stunted in his growth as a mature person, he's not mature. He's nowhere near mature. And yeah, he might have money, he might do all that kind of stuff, but as far as emotional connection, it's all about him all day, every day.
So is that just a person that does not have attachment, that has attachment issues, or is that an actual like clinical name for that?
Attachment disorder is in the DSM. Yes, you can be. There's a whole range of attachment disorder, but yeah, he definitely has some type of attachment disorder, and then I think that he also has very clear signs of narcissism.
Let me ask this question. I've heard it said before. Can somebody recover or get out of narcissism or being a narcissist? And can they recover? I'm using the word recover, but let's go with me with that. Recover or work through their attachment disorders or narcissistic personality?
Let me say this. Attachment disorder and narcissism are two different things.
Okay.
A person with attachment disorder, if they are in treatment early, because I've worked with children who had attachment disorder, and there's some things that you do to help them to begin to bond, and you can do that with adults as well. But with attachment, there is some things that you have to do to help them begin to bond. It's almost like taking them back to when they first came out the womb, and that you hear. I don't know if I've seen on TV where people are professional huggers, that people just need to hug. And yeah, that's something that's a part of bonding. And people who are bonded think that's crazy. But for people that's not bonded, that's what they need. And they may not get it from their mate. And so, yeah, that's a whole thing. So that is possible. But now let's talk about narcissism. The thing about narcissism that's very difficult to get past is that they never see their fault. Never. So the thing that you need to have in order to get help, they never see it. So if we use 45 as an example, every time that someone approached him about, well, you did this and this was wrong. Oh, no, I didn't do that. I'm not taking responsibility of that. No. So I remember and this is years ago, I had a boss and she definitely was a narcissist. And so I remember telling her that there were people that were in the audiences that we spoke to that had very negative things to say about her. Staff had negative things to say about her. And she listened. And then she came back the next day and said, you know what? I really heard you, Sabrina. And what I figured out is that they're not used to the level of quality that I expect of them, because they're always going to flip it on the other person. So that part right there is the part that's not, you can't come back for them, because the thing that you need to be able to heal, you got to be real about where you're at, and they're not.
Yeah, they completely lack self-awareness. Yes, I agree with you 100%, Dr.
I guess you can't teach that. You can't
that's emotional intelligence. No.
Wow. So you're just done. You just need to be with somebody that's also a narcissist,
most of them are with people who think like them. They ride or die just like them. So it's interesting because I know people were saying that 45's wife, that she wanted to get away and that she was going to get away from him. She just like him. Oh, she just like him. So yeah. So remember the scene when they first got into office and they were getting off the plane and he reached for her hand and she shooed his hand away because she wasn't feeling that. And so she'll give just as bad as he can give. So he needs that. So they are like ride or die. Wow. So when he's attacked, she goes, how are they gonna attack you for that? And so because she thinks the same way.
Wow.
because someone who doesn't think the same way could never stay in that space, because you would feel bad. You would be trying to help somebody else. And did we ever see her trying to help anybody?
Not at all.
Ever. She never had a first ladies program. She never had nothing.
Not nothing.
Wow. So narcissistic people just got to be with other narcissistic people. Wow.
And that's a mess.
So it's no hope for
mess.
No hope for Chris.
It's a mess.
People that have married narcissistic people that end up getting a divorce.
And that's trauma in itself.
Narcissistic, and it's just too much. They just can't take it. Wow. Oh Lord. Okay, we got more people backstage. So thank you, Dr. Sabrina, for that note. We definitely appreciate that. That was good. That was good because I've always wanted to know about narcissism and narcissistic people. And I feel like everybody can get help, but it sounds like you're just kind of born like that.
Well, I won't say born like that. It's like a recipe, right? So and the reason why narcissism is harder to treat is because it's it's in the character, and it's characterized as a personality disorder. Yeah. And personality disorders, once that's ingrained in who you are, how you navigate the world, it's harder to treat.
Okay, who else is backstage for you?
Kayla! Hey! I got my hoodie on. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. Tie-dye in the building.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, what do y'all want to know? Like, what do y'all got any questions for me? Because yesterday I had a headache watching this TV episode, honey.
Shout out to Kayla. So Kayla is one of our team members who went back to be a flight attendant. So we miss her. We were Married at First Sight every Thursday. So I had to get her on. We're glad to see her face. We're talking about this Paige right now.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. My dad's getting ice. Wait, what'd you say?
Here?
Yeah, I just got back today, like an hour ago.
I'm about to call you out your name on national Facebook.
No, I was supposed to surprise y'all.
National.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Paige. Yes, Chris and Paige.
Your thoughts on Chris and Paige?
Okay, Mom, if you want to chime in, you can. Chris is he just makes my soul hurt, and that's deep. Like, Chris don't listen to his pastor. He don't listen to his friends. And so my question to everybody is, I mean, it's really a rhetorical question, but who is he listening to? Because is he really listening to God? He say he a Christian man, but is he really a Christian? You get what I'm saying? No. Because when he was in that little counseling session with his pastor and his friend, that man was on the phone and he said that he respected these men, but when they gave him the real advice, what was he doing? Nothing. He was in his phone. And that's disrespectful to me, in my opinion.
That's disrespectful.
That's
absolutely. Yes, that's it.
I'm just saying, because if you really respected these people like you said you did, and they gave you the real, they said that this lady is like a catch, like she's the bomb.
This was the Chris.
And you mad because they're not saying the same thing that you think they would say? Like, what is this? What is it?
That's funny. Hashtag Chris listens to Chris.
Chris listens to himself.
Ooh, Chris.
That'd be a nice podcast. Chris and Chris.
Chris. I mean, what? How do you?
I don't know. And Paige, she makes me sad. Huh?
No. Okay, go ahead. Say what you want to say.
No, I was just gonna say Paige makes me sad because, because she had been intimate with this guy and not really protect herself. Now she created a soul tie with this guy, and so she's playing this tug of war game with Chris because I feel like she don't really like him, but she dealing with him because they did it, and so because they did it and they created this tie together. Now she wants to fight with him. And give him a chance, like, oh well, he's not that bad. Oh, okay, well, maybe I'll hear what he says. But girl, I can't. Mom, you got something to say?
Mommy's eating.
Okay. Okay. No, but my mom, she got something to say too, but she says she's eating, so she don't want to say nothing. But that's just my 2 cents.
So I want to ask you this: as a young woman, yourself, you're around the same age as Paige. Do you see any of yourself in Paige? Does Paige speak to you in a way? How do you find that you might find that you're different? Do you think? Yeah.
Okay, very good question. Thank you for asking me that. So I feel like I've dealt with Chris in a sense. It wasn't as bad as Chris was, but I felt like I was just like, oh, okay, well, you know, it's not that bad. It was the gaslighting. So I felt like I was compromising and trying to like give him a chance after chance after chance. And then finally I was just like, you know what? I can't do it no more. I feel like I deserve better. But that really had something to do with my self-esteem. That had everything to do with me and, you know, boundaries for real. So that's where we kind of like went hand to hand, because I feel like Paige don't have no boundaries. Yes, she threw that shade, but in the next episode, she talking to the man again. So,
well, they have to.
She walks off though.
She walks off, but they have to agree to still record.
They have to still be.
Yeah,
it's in their contract.
Yeah, so I think part of it. She's staying on and agreeing to do these little stupid meetups and walking off camera for the next 6 months. So that they can get their money. I think that's
I would agree to be on camera, but I would agree to be on camera with like the other people on the show. To have, if I need to be out with anybody else on the show, any of the other girls, I'll be on with any of them, any of the dudes or whatever. But I'm not gonna be on camera with him.
I think it would be dope in something like a little twist if they just tagged another man in right now. That would be interesting. Just like we had the other guy over here on the end, we weren't sure. Let's just tag this nigga in. Let's just tag him in real what?
Or if they did something like responsible, instead of having them be in situations where she's going to be re-triggered by his craziness, have him have alone sessions with Pastor Cal, have her have some alone sessions with Dr. Viviana or Dr. Peppers, and have like process this situation for themselves so they can learn and grow and don't carry these mistakes maybe on, hopefully, in the next relationship. Like, keep recording them, but use this time for them to, since you put them in this crazy situation, help them and coach them through so that they can use this time like wisely and not continue to deal with his foolishness. Like, I'm afraid to fall in love. I'm like, dude, can you?
I think, you know what? That's actually a great idea. Because I think that even within that idea, they could almost replay some of these things that Chris has done and then question him so he can actually see it, and then and it'll be great for us to watch him kind of walk this process of maybe getting some healing, maybe getting some understanding, so we can maybe feel like he can be redeemed in a certain sense.
Yes.
Because just like Sabrina said, as a professional, it is sad. It's sad. I'm not even a professional therapist. I'm a grief recovery specialist, but I work with other therapists and other professionals in that realm. And it is sad that in a space where they've said the social experiment, we're professionals, we've worked together, we've used our credentials, we've been everybody together, we've done research, we went to their house, we asked their mama, we look at those drawers, we look in their refrigerator, these people, we've interviewed them, we've drug tested them, I don't know, did all these tests on them, and this is what come up with, and even to the point where the only professional that has shown up thus far is past the motherfucking cow. Okay, we're not at Dr. Pepper, especially in a situation with Paige and Chris, where it's volatile, it's traumatic. Alicia is triggering. It can damage her self-esteem. And has come in and been like, oh no, we ain't doing this up here, Negro. This ain't right. This abusive. This is abuse.
It is.
Go
Straight
ahead,
up.
Taylor.
My mom brought up the fact that she thinks that Paige should sue the show for defamation of character and also all the stuff that she had to deal with. I feel like they really didn't investigate enough. Because you remember last time I worked on a Thursday shift, remember I told you that I found the YouTube page of Chris and the girl being engaged on YouTube. Now, if I can do that, what type of social media team do y'all have? Like, I'm just wondering how much of an investigation did y'all do, because he was staying with the girl the whole quarantine, and then during that time, like a couple months ago before he started the process, he was engaged to her. So I'm just saying, like, maybe you should hire me or something, because I just feel like they did Paige wrong, and I grew my mind. She should be suing them because
I would be trying
to or pay for the counseling sessions, not Dr. Pepper, not Dr. Viviana or Pastor Cal, somebody else who's not gonna give a biased opinion, because this girl's self-esteem is shot right now.
I think Chris is
there is no way that she will be able to ever sue this show.
She
had signed a contract. A suit will never happen. Trust me, there is fine print in there. Trust and believe.
Oh, I'm sure.
She cannot do anything. Okay.
I'm sure there's fine print.
Because Jamie was not attracted to Doug the entire first season of Married at First Sight. She went off on this dude the whole season. She baked that dude.
Not the whole season. I think like the last 2 episodes, she was like, I think I can look at him now.
She was like, I think I'm gonna stay with him.
Yeah, these are 2 different scenarios. Jamie
they
just
not
thought
so,
the dude was
she
ugly.
can't sue.
I'm saying,
hey, I work in production. It's tight. She ain't gonna be able to sue.
Jamie thought the dude was ugly. But
once you sign up on a reality show, they don't care. Like y'all, it's like selling your soul to the devil. Okay, it's like once it's there, once you've signed that contract, you are there for any embarrassment that is going to go down. Now, what she should have done was risk her check and walked off the set. This money's not worth this amount of shenanigans. Too many shenanigans. But also, what are we talking about on the next episode? Why are we coming back?
Because the producers need them to be on camera. That's
but what is he gonna say?
I believe that they
no, Jennifer. I don't want to
hear that. It was a hot ass mess, and they matched him with her for ratings for TV. They knew about this whole thing, and just like Paige said last night, I do not feel like I have gotten my full experience. I've been robbed of an experience, and she was robbed.
But what's he gonna say next week, y'all? What's he gonna sit there with his mouth?
Say, I'm afraid to fall in love with you. He gonna try to get back into her good graces because he done messed up, because Mercedes is like, we ain't getting back together.
It's gonna be some more of that smooth shit.
Where's her friends?
That's my question, because everybody else's friends showed up in her. They would have had to pull me off that camera, because I'd have been like, hello.
Why does they be like, camera over here? Camera over here. I'm over here.
She don't get to talk to her friends.
It's a setup.
I would have been in that room with them when they had that conversation. Okay, I've been standing on the wall with everybody else behind the camera in case I need to come through.
I mean, how are they leaving the friends out with such a debacle? How are you leaving the friends out by this time now? We're home.
Alone. They just got her by herself out here, like just all alone. She ain't got no family. She ain't got no friends. And she does have family and friends. We've seen.
Listen, Jen, I would have been a bouncer. You wouldn't have been able to even see Paige without seeing me.
Hello.
It's not a problem. Because it don't make, he is too destructive for him to be around my friend unsupervised. It's not happening. I'm like, when are they shooting? When production showing up? I'm gonna be there. Okay, all right. What you say?
At this point, he would not have even been able to speak to her.
Exactly.
No. It's been plenty of times I have stepped in front of this one and be like, "Don't even talk to her no more. Talk to me. Hello."
If anything, they should give her own show.
Right.
They should give her own show. They did that. They did her bold.
She be the married at first night, do over Bachelorette.
Part 2.
Yeah.
SB, you can't go on the show because of your sister. You can't go on the show because of Jennifer. Jennifer was gonna ruin your chances of being on the show.
I'm not gonna ruin it. I'm gonna make her chances even better. She's not a crazy family member. She's gonna be like, my sister Will is quiet, but if something pop off, that girl gonna be on 10. Y'all won't see it.
Oh my God. Oh.
She gonna give me the card. I'll be like, I'm at the airport.
Oh God.
Ready.
I'm in the bed.
All day long.
Camera's gonna be like this. Camera's gonna be like this. It's gonna be me coming up in the room. Right. With her own camera tape. Be like, what's happening? What's happening?
Oh my God.
It's me. No.
Immediate vet on the way. Yeah, it's almost like Paige is like they've set it up to where she has no support. She always has her phone in her hand. Who are you talking to?
Who is you calling?
Who are you texting? Who are you calling? Is anybody calling you? Paige, is your phone on? Somebody said Brooke said watching a podcast right now with Dr. Viviana, and she said Chris came off totally different during the process.
Lies.
They said he was charming and funny.
Lies.
And was a front runner for the show.
Lies.
You tell me.
Pastor Cal said, "Are you sure you're over your ex?" And then in the video, when he was talking to the other doctor, he said this stuff about all the freaky sex stuff. That's a lie.
Yeah, that's true.
Where's more Paul with that?
I love your mama in the back. Yep, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. But she ain't lying though.
No, she not.
They should have took the lie detector test or something because that's bold. Like people come on here for love. I don't care if this is a reality.
They're trying to hold up the integrity of the show. And I think that they didn't have enough footing as the experts this time, money-wise, and whoever invested and they lost.
They rushed the process.
They missed out on
because we in the pandemic and we're bored and everybody was looking for love and they was like, let's give them another season.
Everybody loves Amani and Woody from last.
There would never be another.
But they missed a prime opportunity to have another Amani and Woody with Paige and somebody else because she would have made that work.
I agree. She would have.
And if they would have matched her with a man who was as in it as her.
But can I be honest? It don't matter who you would have matched her with. She's still broken.
I won't
broken.
say that.
It ain't because of this man, y'all. She allowed that to happen because she's broken.
Koya, I understand that. And at the same time, if she was matched with somebody who would care for her, actually like had her feelings and like cared.
She didn't love herself enough to be in a partnership. She shouldn't be getting married until she loves herself.
I understand that piece.
Not marriage. Not marriage.
I understand that piece, but not everybody at 100% of the time, Koya, goes into a relationship loving themselves 100%. Now that's just,
and it usually doesn't last.
Yeah, so I'm just saying if she had someone who was not narcissistic and actually was coming in with pure intentions like she would have, because even Amani has low self-esteem, even herself. You can even tell that she's very self-conscious about her skin and all these things. It doesn't have to be a perfect 100% situation. I feel for
no, it doesn't have to be perfect. I think she's more broken than y'all realize, though. Like she's way more jaded than we think. She just came out of it. She was able to come out of it and save herself at this end part. But I think she's a little more lost in the sauce. And like with her own stuff. Like I think she has she's gonna become a whole nother woman, y'all. She's about to be a whole nother woman. Because she's got to fight with the religious part of her. She's fighting with that part. That's what kept her in. Okay.
So
she's got to find that back, and then she's got her 3D stuff, which is her appearance, whatever she deals with her appearance, right? But what makes me nervous is that they keep picking 20-something-year-olds to do these experiments with.
Absolutely.
When you're only getting your full brain at 25, 26.
Pick a 40-year-old, son.
Right.
Call on me. Call on me. I'm trying to tell you. But I'm nervous, though. I had a whole...
Look, she's talking about she nervous. What you nervous about?
On me, and I was clowning on television. What if I was... I mean, not clowning like that. What if I was like...
What you mean?
Now...
Things come out.
Well,
go ahead.
I do feel... I get what you're saying, Koya, but I feel like we would have seen a completely different side of Paige if she was put with a healthy person, as healthy as they could be, not a Chris. I do believe it could have worked. It could have been beneficial for her because everybody has insecurities. People don't like shit. And there are certain things, who made that comment on Facebook years ago? There are certain things about you that only come out when you are in a relationship.
Auntie Marsha.
There's only things that you can deal with when you get with somebody else. And I agree with that. But I just lost it. What you about to say about you acting the fool?
I was just saying, like,
healthy
say to myself,
person, as healthy as they could be, not a Chris. I do believe it could have worked. It could have been beneficial for her because everybody has insecurities. People don't like shit, and there are certain things. Who made that comment on Facebook years ago? There are certain things about you that only come out when you are in a relationship.
Somebody got their phone in the background. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Sorry about that. So I was saying that when
she's had her finger up for a minute.
Okay, give me
Go ahead, SB. Sorry.
Okay. So I was thinking to myself that being on the show, and you know how you may be just minding your own business, and then things are triggering, things come up, you say things, you realize like, oh, being on this TV show, cameras on you all the time, things going on, you might find yourself acting a certain kind of way, or something may come up that you don't want to come out because you've been put in that position. So I just started thinking about it. Like, we have all these opinions about what I wouldn't do and what I would do. And then now going into being on TV and stuff like that, you just never know what might come up. Even going into talking about Haley and Jacob, even her feeling like she had to pull back. I've done that before. Too serious. Pull back, retreat, pull out, go, run fast. That could be me.
Haley gets my nerves, but Haley really makes me think about myself and how I would really act in a relationship. Because I was like, Haley, is that me? Ooh.
Should we move to them? Oh, but we gotta wait to see what
Kayla.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Kayla wanted to say something.
Okay.
I had a couple of points. So for one, I think that the show kind of shifted because Marriage at First Sight is on Netflix. And so when a lot of people, got onto it when the pandemic first began, which was, I think they put on the Charlotte season first. That's when everybody got hip to the show. So I think the directors was like, oh, dang, we might need to put somebody a little extra so we can bring in more people, because the show is too long. It's 2.5 hours. I mean, nobody's not really talking about it, but like, I don't never remember the show being that long. So they did that. And then I also wanted to say, sometimes I do feel like Haley, she feels, superficial kind of, but I do feel like, what's his name? Jacob. Is his name Jacob?
His name is Jacob, yeah.
Jacob is a nice dude, but he's kind of corny. I'm not gonna lie, he's kind of corny. But
corny is cool.
Corny is cool. But if she gives him a chance and she takes the time to get to know him more, she might actually end up liking him. That's all I got to say.
So should we move on to
who did y'all want to
Haley and Jacob?
Quickly, I just want to say something real quick. So what I'm saying is this: nobody's gonna be 100% healed going into a relationship. That's not what I'm saying. There's a fear I have for her that even if she was with a good man, she would completely lose herself. Like, even if she was with there's something about her that makes me feel like she would lose so much of herself, even in a healthy relationship. I don't think that that's the case for everyone. I believe that you can have a partner that you can heal with and build with at the same time. There's something about her that makes me feel like she would lose herself even in a good relationship.
So let me ask
you, become that person almost.
Let me ask you this quickly. Do you think in a good relationship that somebody would, and this might sound weird, allow you to lose yourself?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I mean, if you're with somebody that was emotionally competent and emotionally available and was doing and giving you the love back and whatever, would they notice you were losing yourself and not allow you? Is that too much to ask? Would they
part of the relationship?
Sometimes they might not. It depends on how that person shows it too. It depends on how that person, I think, shows that and what the emotional intelligence of that partner is. Because it can look different. It can look super different on everybody. Depression, anxiety, like all those things can look so different. I think your partner would really have to. It's definitely not gonna be a married at first sight situation.
Right. Okay, Kelly, your mama want to say something?
I just want to say I've been in a relationship for 30 years. You're gonna lose yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna lose yourself and rediscover and lose yourself and rediscover. That's just part of being in a relationship. You're not gonna be this. You shouldn't want to be the same person that you were when you first started your relationship because you're evolving. You know, so the thing is just when you're changing, both of you are changing. That you got make sure that you still are growing in the same way, and that's why you see people get divorced later because I'm going this way and you going that way. But you do have to. You are going to do that. That's part of relationship. So.
Man, I think even with children, they say mothers lose themselves in their children, and they have to remember come back to themselves at some point, so they don't lose themselves.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that too. I definitely appreciate that.
Y'all got a good little forum going. I like it.
Mama. So we're gonna pop you back out, Kayla, and then if you want to come back in, we talk about Haley and Chris, Haley and Jacob. Then you come back in, okay?
I want to talk about Brianna and Vincent. Call me in on that one.
You late, girl. You late. Okay. At the end. Okay, stick around, Kayla. Okay.
Vincente.
Haley, we saw her having lunch with one of her good friends, which her friend gave her some good advice.
It was good.
Her friend said, so he dresses weird. Okay. What man doesn't? Okay. So is he emotionally immature? I'm waiting for the problem here. Like, what is it? I'm still waiting.
And her friend was like,
she had nothing.
And I also appreciate the fact that her friends are very aware of who she is.
Yes.
How her things are in with a man. And her other friend said, she was like, I've known Haley since we were in school, and I don't think I've ever seen her in a relationship. And she just kind of laughed.
One.
And I was like, that could be what the issue is.
Oh, it's a very big issue. Yeah. Very. Like they said when she was talking with her friends, like, you don't even go on second dates, but you're about to get married at first sight. I'm so confused. Like, how are we doing this?
That's why her friends were like, what? You're gonna do what? Which is really why I'm saying when I see her specifically, it makes me think about myself. And I'm like, ooh.
What about yourself, Jennifer?
I hope I don't act like that.
Act like what?
Like Haley.
How's Haley?
Listen, I like my space. I'd be like, get away from me, okay? But if I'm gonna be in a relationship, I can't act like that,
Well, you can have space. You can have space with your partner. You just have to communicate. You have words. It seems like her friend who was getting on my nerves at the dinner, because the way she was coming for Jacob, I'm a little protective of Jacob because I like him, but she was coming for him a little bit. I'm like, you don't even know all the deep. But she said she's not the most emotional, like she's not available emotionally. She does not expressive. And so like, I feel like if you're able to express to your partner, like, hey, I need space. Like I need to have my alone time. I need to go for my walks. I need to go be with my girls. I need to go on my trip. It's nothing. It doesn't have every couple, everything don't have to look the same. You don't have to be attached by a hip. It's just the fact that she wasn't honest when she communicated, her that she needed alone time. Like, or even honest to say, "Ooh, we had drunk sex and." Okay, right. You still wearing neon. All right. I need a break. I need a moment. This too much for me. This a lot. I'm a little scared. Like to even just communicate to him where she is in the process. Cause now he's like, you backed up. I was all in. Now I'm sitting on the sidelines to see where you at. Cause I need to see if you're going to be all in. And I think this is going to be a situation where it's going to prolong their 8 weeks.
When he said that, it was so real and true. He was like, I don't want it to turn and flip. And then I'm over here like, I'm not really in it. And then here's her over here all in it. And then
her feelings are hurt.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to do. I just really appreciate the way he expresses his feelings.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And if you have seen him on the one show
Unfiltered
on before, his gray is coming in.
Okay,
he got the little
Jacob looking low. Okay, and I don't really get it, but Jacob might get it. Okay,
look at Jacob sitting up here looking all nice with this gray, this salt and pepper, and this.
Mm-hmm. The Sean Connery coming in. The Sean Connery.
He still got
George
a
Clooney.
Head. Yes.
Look, he got the slope shoulders. Come on now.
Sean Connery was a very nice looking white man.
I used to love me some Sean Connery. Rest his soul. Yes. Okay.
But that look that he has going on now, I'm like, okay, Jacob. But I like the way he like expresses himself.
He's thoughtful. It's like he's thinking this through. He's considering her. And yet it might not work, but I just love his heart. I think his heart is pure, and I think if she can get past, and let me say, it's not easy because I think I struggle with that sometimes, like a certain look. You want to look a certain way, and when it does look a certain way, you have to get past that, and it takes a minute to get past because sometimes it's like, okay, this is not necessarily what it looks like, but the feeling you feel is like this feels good, but he looking a little crazy, like but I love how her friend came for her, and that's why back to Paige, it's like you gotta have your friends around you because your sister friends will get you together, just like with was it Vincent? And Vincent's homeboy was like, and what was the problem again? Because sometimes we have to tell the story, get it out of our head, out of the atmosphere, let it land with somebody else, and then tell you, yo, bro, or yo, sis, that was dumb. Like, we're like, that does sound kind of stupid when we actually process it outside. So I did think that when Haley's friend was talking to her, I saw her brain churning. Like she was listening to her friend and she was like, I don't want to be like this. I definitely want to try. We definitely want to try. And so I appreciated that conversation and her friend being able to speak to her. And when your friends really know you,
they know her
enough to call you on your shit.
They know her. They are aware of their friend, and I appreciate that. But I could see her trying to like be in her head, and she was like, "Okay, I'm trying." I can see her be like, "I'm trying. I'm trying." Haley, try. Stop, Haley. We're trying.
Yes. Like, do you want to sit down on the couch with me and drink a beer? Okay. Right. You haven't talked to me about bodybuilding. Let's talk about that. Like, it's very.
He said he didn't want a beer, but because she wanted a beer, he was like, let's have a beer.
Right.
So he's like, here I am trying because she wants a beer. I done cleaned up the damn kitchen after your friends that came over here and ate. I done tidied up like Susie Homemaker. Now I'm going to drink this damn beer with you on the couch. And so it's cute to see them try with the process, to see them go through this whole thing. Rosalind back? Okay, cool. So so that's my little thoughts. I love Jacob. I love how emotionally intelligent he is and how he's able to articulate his feelings. And also think about her at the same time about what he doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to be checked in right now and then check out and she's checked in and then it's too late. I just love the fact that he's in tune. And part of that, I believe, comes with the age, which is why they should do this experiment with older people, a little bit older.
38.
Right.
Same age as me.
Yeah.
Haley is 28.
It's just they're in a different space. There's nothing wrong with the age gap, nothing wrong with people want to do a social experiment, but I would love to see how these same things will happen with somebody older, and if they would have the same type of conversation, they had the same type of struggles, what they would really go through.
I really want to at least one older couple for like the next, whatever's coming next, the next season. I would love to see a mid-30s, a late 30s,
early 40s,
like at least one. Can we get one? One.
You're not gonna embarrass nobody. You're not gonna embarrass nobody. You're gonna be good.
I'll be the first big girl in a wedding dress on Married at First Sight. Like, hey.
Yes, and your wedding dress will be fly, girl.
Whoa, this will be Amelia and Bennett times 2.
Yes.
Black girl version. Oh my goodness.
Yes, the black girl.
Okay, Koya, where you at? What's your thoughts?
I love Jacob. I don't have much to say about her. I mean, like, her friend said it all. I'm gonna say that. I appreciate that friend. That's the same friend I've been talking about actually every week. That's the one that was sitting in the circle with the friends that was like, "You're not ready for this." Like, but she knew her well, so she was like, "So your issues are you just don't like his style?" Like, okay, great, we can get over that. Like, it was just the realest response from a friend. And I appreciate him for being open and transparent and trying. And she did try her little, she tried her hand like a 5-year-old. She was like, let's try to. I just think she doesn't. I just think she's not interested in.
Okay.
I don't think this is. I think this is bigger than just like the fact that she's also like she hasn't dated in a long time. I don't think it's just that. I think that she just doesn't like him like that. I think she's trying though. But I don't think it's going to get there quite with him. And I really think he is actually way more mature than I thought. So I don't. Oh, sorry. I'm nervous about that. So I like him though. I appreciate them showing this man on television right now. And how he expresses himself and he doesn't shut down even when she does not respond in the greatest way.
Yes.
Right.
So, and I appreciate her friend being honest with her.
Yeah.
I appreciate also how he talks about Chris on Unfiltered and curses when he talks about Chris's behavior. It makes me happy.
I don't think I've seen him speak on it.
On this past Unfiltered episode, he's like, Chris is a bleep bleep. He's like, I know he's gonna be mad at what I'm saying, but I just have to say.
Really? Oh, I'm so impressed and a little turned on.
I'm just saying.
It's the slow shoulders. Is that what it is? The slopey shoulders.
It's
shoulders. Some
slow shoulders. Okay.
And no F's given.
I'm a pop from my end. I'm a pop from my end.
It's Rosalind.
Hey.
Yeah.
Y'all keep me going. I love watching y'all. I just started last week and I'm like, ooh, okay. I just wanted to come in. Thanks for adding me in. Okay, so first of all, I just have to say my wedding anniversary is Monday. It'll be 13 years for me and my husband.
Yes,
13. So when we've been watching this show, okay, so we started watching the show together, like first season, me and my husband, but then we took a couple of more seasons off and then we came back, whatever. So we watch it together all the time. And the conclusion that we see in this show, it probably is the age thing, but I did get married. We got married when we were 23 and 22. So at that point, these people are a little bit older. They're just not ready to get married. Like sometimes it's the age. Age has a lot to do with it. But when I watched the show, I'm like, y'all wasn't ready to get married. Y'all really weren't ready. Some of them, they don't really understand that when you get married, you are literally choosing to edit yourself constantly.
That's it.
That's it. Like I wrote this post sometime on Facebook a long time ago and said, like, if you don't want to sacrifice, if you don't want to change yourself, if you don't want to share, if you don't want to give up your time, if you want to do your own thing, if you want to stay the same person, you don't have to get married. You can stay single and do all of those things. You can be you. You can go wherever you want to go. You can do what you want to do. You don't have to answer to nobody. You can stay single. But when you're married, you are choosing to be with someone else. You're choosing to submit your wills, both of you, to the other person's will. And so, like I said, I got married at 23. So you know what, easy. I was 23, y'all. So it was a lot of learning. But the one thing I would say is the most important thing, this is to me and my husband, we're kind of vertical people. So like we're the type of people that's like, okay, Lord God, what can I do better in every situation? What part was my part, right? So like in every situation, I'm not going to say that I always did something wrong, right? But sometimes maybe it was my response, or maybe it was the way I perceived the situation. And so I think it's a great mindset to go in, to always know, like, think the best of your partner, because that's a lot of the stuff they thinking too. Their expectations are just unrealistic. Like they've known these people for 14 days. They're expecting to be intimate. And when I say intimate, I don't mean just like having moments, because they keep calling them moments. Paige and them calling them moments. I don't mean just having moments, but for me, intimacy is holding hands is intimate to me. If I put my hand in your hand, that's intimate to me. And so like those type of intimate moments, those things come with trust. They come with time. And some of the expectations are just a little unrealistic, you know? And so if they would kind of give each other space and time to grow together, they'd be okay. I think Haley and Jacob, if she could get it together, they might make it, because he's mature enough, you know, to stick it through for the long run. I think they might have a chance. You know, you look at the couples at the beginning, you like, oh, they getting along so well, they're gonna make it. And then they be like, I don't know. Like, I don't know about Vincent and Brianna. I just don't, you know, because he got a little streak under there, and he seemed like he just ready to blow at any moment.
You're right.
And it's kind of scary to, you know, see he's not really all together there. And so I'm happy though that their friends have been, this is the best season for friends advice, because their friends have been getting them together, you know. And so I just wanted to come on here and just add my little 2 cents, and you know, and say thanks for adding me. Alicia, girl, you so fly. I gotta ask you one question. I love your style. I gotta ask you one question. Do you know somebody named Janine Melton?
Yes, I do.
You know Janine Melton. Okay.
I know Janine Melton.
Does she remind you of Janine Melton?
A little. I could probably
a little bit. You can see. Okay, me and Janine work at Mumford together.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I work at Mumford, so we work together. And every time I see her, I be like, I wonder if she know Janine Melton, because they got like a similar style and the way you carry yourself. It's a good thing, because she's my favorite.
Oh yeah,
she's a good thing. But that's all. Thank y'all for having me in here.
We'll just stay in the backstage and we can pop you back on.
Okay.
Thank you, Rosalind. Kayla, you back there? Is Kayla coming back out?
I'm back in.
Yes, Kayla.
Okay, we got some comments from Jacob and Haley.
Okay. Yeah, they're like wine. It takes time to be great, and
oh my God,
no, seriously though, it takes time to, like, you know, dig deep, because all we know right now about Jacob is that he likes steak and eggs, and he been eating it for like 2-3 years. That's it. And he likes 80s. But I feel like he's a real cool dude. It just takes some time, because for one, he's like, you know, he's more so introverted, and she likes to do the extroverted stuff, the traveling and stuff that you can see. But if they just take the time and she don't be so shallow and help him, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, what'd you say?
I said, come on now.
No, I'm just saying, because I feel like women, you know, God put women on this earth to help men. Sometimes when men be by themselves, they just going off of what they think they know. But if a woman comes into their life, you know, I mean, I hate to put you on the spot, but when my dad was single, he used to wear nothing but Nike sweatsuits. There's more to life than Nike sweatsuits. Okay?
Yes, Kayla, tell him.
I'm just saying. So when my mom, you know, she from Detroit, you know, she from the West Side, and she got some style going. Okay, my dad started wearing, you know, more clothes. With that being said, I feel like they can help each other if they just be patient. She thought that she was gonna come in here, fall in love automatically, and he gonna be off the chain. He's off the chain, but it takes time to be understanding him. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, he got it. She is right. Jacob's got the tools to make this work. She just gotta dig within herself and see herself. That part that Dr. Sabrina was talking about, see herself in this situation too, so that she can, because that's one thing about marriage, it is reflective. Your partner gonna tell you about yourself, and you're gonna see yourself in a way that you're not used to seeing yourself. And
that's why it's scary. That terrifies me.
It's scary.
You're like, I didn't know that.
Oh, Jesus help me.
Everybody say that. I'd be like, oh, do I want to see myself like that?
Please. I'm like, I've known Alicia for 31 years before I met you, and now you try to tell me I'm this? I am this. I am this. Oh, okay. Let me sit with that. Let me do better. Let me get it together.
Yes. Anybody else backstage, Koya?
That's it.
Think that's it?
Shall we move on?
All right, let's move on to Vodka
and Eric.
Oh my God. Okay.
Avita, please come on for this couple. Please.
Yeah, he's still there.
If he's still watching,
please.
Come on.
Please. I sent you the link. Don't play us this week. So I really believe that Eric is really romanticizing this relationship. He's looking for validation.
But what did his friend say to him?
Whose friend?
Eric's friend said something about handling how he's handling her.
Oh, he said that he can't be controlling with her, and he can't be coming in trying to be the authority in the relationship. Like, I'm going to be your marriage coach because I was married before, and this is how we do it. You know, like that. Nobody's going to be receptive to that, and especially not Virginia. She's definitely not, because she's got what I call very active adolescent parts. She's not going to receive like coaching and, you know, and parenting in marriage. That's not going. She ain't going to show up for that.
She kind of has her eye on him now in a different kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
what you mean?
He's kind of like on him. Like, I don't know. It's just like this thing I'm seeing now.
Mm-hmm. She did it in the kitchen. She was just like, "Oh, really? So, okay." Like, she does. It's like,
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying
I'm was over from being in Savannah.
Yeah, his friend warned him not to treat her
like a training session and talking down to her, which has been my problem with
Yeah, he talks to her. Well, he talks about her like, I've been through this before. I've lived with somebody.
This is how a marriage works.
I know how this works, and she doesn't. But you are not married.
You don't know how it works, Eric, because you're not married to the same person anymore.
He came off really, really insecure and unsure in this relationship. I need to make sure she misses me. Like, she's away with her friends. I need to make sure she misses me. Like, that's really important for me. And I'm like, dude, like,
Because he's really forcing this. I think this girl is not on your level. She doesn't want to be married. She wants a glorified boyfriend. Y'all have great chemistry, yes. I think it's forced. I think it's y'all want to be around each other. She really wants somebody in her space sometimes, and you fit the bill. She's open, you're open, but she's only open enough, and she doesn't really want to do. She has an excuse for whatever. She's already told her friend controlling. Her friend, her guy friend pulls him out on the balcony. I thought it was gonna be a little interesting conversation. He says, "Oh, Victoria is an amazing woman." I was like, "Oh shit, you about to tell her that y'all didn't fuck already or something like that? Like, what's really going on?" She can handle her own. She can handle her own. And he says, "Yo, bro, everything is good, bro. I'm so happy to meet you. This is great." But I don't believe Eric. I don't think he likes any of this. I think he's just going along with it to see what happens.
They're both fake.
He really wants to be married. He really wants to be in communion and in partnership with somebody. And once again, the show did him a disservice too, because Victoria Lake, whatever her name is, Vodka, she has some substance issues, and she is not ready. And she was even talking like, "When my friends stop drinking, I keep going. I can drink all these, all these shots." She's glorifying this like this something to be proud of, that she can take multiple to hold her a liquor, and that's not cool. And I think that for a moment the energy is good and it feels good and she's up on him and he likes that, but for the long haul, I don't know if this is really a good idea.
No,
you can't be at your homeboy house sleep on his couch because you didn't drink the whole weekend when you married. Now, if your husband's on a flight, flying the military flights on the weekend and you're not home, maybe, right? But the amount of liquor this woman consumes, it just don't feel healthy. And her face is puffy. My friend was like, her face is puffy. She's an alcoholic. Like, she doesn't feel well.
She's got the gloss. Yeah, it's like very puffy and like this like kind of glossy look on her, face. So she's always like flushed.
Yeah.
You get when you have a couple of drinks, you start to feel warm, like that's her, like that's constantly her face, how her face looks. But even Eric for me, this episode was he upset me with the whole. Yeah, we checked in, worked well, every 1 to 2 hours. I was like, sir, what is happening?
She was like, yeah,
that was
nobody's speaking the truth. Like she's not speaking her truth. She's just looking at him like with these little little marks, and maybe he's just blinded by their bedroom time, and he's just like, that's a great, we're doing great in that area, so as long as we're doing great in that area, think everything else will be good because I'm going to coach her to be this better person. It's like, no, it's not. No, this ain't no flight. You can't direct her, to her destination. She has to take that decision for herself.
Brooke says, I think Virginia is like Olivia from last season, and that she wants her husband to fit into her world.
Absolutely.
As opposed to making adjustments to her own life, like her husband. Brooke, that is an amazing comment, and you are right on board.
Absolutely.
Just like that season, Olivia was like the real sweet girl. Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm ready, and she's all like this. And then it's like, oh wait, Olivia's a little bit of a bitch right here because she don't want to budge. You gotta say, my house will do it like I want to do it. I want to go out of town. I was like, whoa, Olivia. So I definitely agree with that statement, in that she doesn't want to budge. And just like Kayla's mom just said, it's interesting to know that you do like you do lose yourself and find yourself and lose yourself and find yourself, and you have to do the and to go on something and say, I want to say the same person I am right now and don't change me, is not to live. You're gonna, even in life, we all are evolving, changing and morphing and adding new things to ourselves, taking some things away and becoming versions of ourselves till we figure out what that is. So once again, she's 26, 27 years old. She's young. And he's hoping in this moment that she grows out of this whole drinking situation. And I don't think she wants to. And I think she might just keep doing it because it pisses him off.
That's them. That's them adolescent parts. It's like, oh, this is a problem for you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then she just, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yep. Wow.
Pettiness only breeds resentment in marriage. You know, it can't stay.
Mm-hmm.
It can't stay. Koya, what you got?
Oh Lordy. So they just stressed me out. I felt kind of nervous for her actually last episode because I saw the kind of shutdown happen. And it was the kitchen scene. I was like, yo, like this is happening. She's about to become like she's either gonna go in the shell and just completely disengage or something. But like what I did notice about her friend, like meeting her friend, seeing him with his friends, I was like, okay, she's the type of girl that goes to the bars, hang out with her dudes. Like that's why she don't have female friends. She hangs out with dudes that drink beer. Okay, like I'm one of those girls. Like I don't have a lot of female friends, so I was like, I see that little tomboy part of her. That kind of like white girl tomboy thing. They drink beer, you know, they hang out with the guys. Like, I do think she's that type of female. I also understand, and I'm very clear that you should not be married. You definitely want like a boo. And this man is nuts. Because if I got to see this one more time, him do this in somebody's face, like, I can't, he makes me nervous, He makes me super nervous. He's super like, no, she doesn't get it. She's a wife. Like, it's like, you need to understand healthy, like what a healthy union looks like. Cause you are crazy on another level. Nothing you saying about her is wrong.
Jennifer said he would be the kind of person.
I said the first week
he looks like a. And I told you, I think he jumps up in little outfits like dolls, and he then stores them away somewhere. He's saving his other wife. He's collecting wives or something, y'all. Like he's a little scary. Now we know she's not ready for marriage. Like we don't need to discuss that anymore. But they are just not. They need to get away before she loses it and goes off on him, or he goes off on her, and then the alcohol is gonna be bad. I'm nervous. I'm just nervous. I'm so nervous. Okay, so y'all got a couple of people backstage.
All right.
Is Evita back there?
Yes, she is.
Bring Evita!
Bring Evita!
Yes, thank you.
Hey, I can finally be on these kids with the sleep. Okay. Okay, so first I want to say that there's a thing that's going on that kind of has to stop. Where if people don't want to drink, don't make them drink. We've seen it with Clara and Bourne. What's his name?
Oh,
doing something crazy.
Can you hear me now?
Keep talking. That sounds better.
Okay. You said it sounds bad?
That sounds better.
Okay. So I was saying it's a theme going on with like all the wives trying to force these men to be luscious. They don't want to drink. It's okay. You can hear me?
It's like, it sounds weird. It's
like it's doing something weird.
It's pixelated kind of.
Yeah.
That's weird. All right, come back to me. I got something to say.
Okay. Figure it out. Don't go. Okay.
Backstage.
Okay.
Please.
All right.
Hey guys. Yeah, I'm with Koya on this. We know she wasn't ready from the point where she was like, I'm never gonna stop drinking. I'm like, never? I mean, what's your liver gonna look like? I mean, come on. Like, geez, you said never. I'm never gonna stop drinking. I'm never gonna stop partying. I'm like, so we're not thinking about kids. She doesn't think about the future at all. And she even gave me pause. I'm just talking about her. I'm gonna get to him. She gave me pause when they were walking through her apartment. And she was just like, yeah, we could move in here. It's so cozy. I'm like,
girl,
y'all got two dogs, two people. Ain't nobody moving into no 1-bedroom, 500 square feet apartment so you can feel comfortable and cozy. So yeah, she's not ready, and I can see she's done with him. She's so done with him. When she came back and she hugged him, and he said something, and she was kind of like, oh, yeah. I was like, dang, it's over for her. They not gonna make it. But him, with Alicia, when you said he was like, yeah, we checked in, that was great. I was like, okay. So he wasn't overbearing. And he was like, every 1 to 2 hours. I was like, what? 1 to 2 hours? Okay, I don't even check in with my husband that much when I'm gone. Like, I might ask about our kids, but I thought he's gonna say like 1 or twice a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you checked in the morning, you checked in sometime in the afternoon. He don't have no life. So if he not flying, he don't have no life. He don't have nothing going for him. But they're not gonna make it. I don't see them making it.
He's just too concerned about her missing him instead of just like letting it go, like just kind of letting the process just kind of.
Yes.
I think he is trying to control it too much.
Yeah,
not control her, but control it.
Yeah,
everything.
Because I like Koya said, it's not that what he's saying is not. I don't agree with it. Like, you're married, like you should be, adapting to this lifestyle, so forth and so on. But not you. I mean, you a little cuckoo. I mean, we saw that on the honeymoon when they walked in, and he like, I gotta let you know, you're not gonna be talking to my woman. I'm like, first of all, Chris, I don't like him, but you was about to get mollywopped, okay? You were about to throw up in the fact that you thought that you were able to walk in here and talk to this man like that, knowing how crazy it is, shows that you are missing a couple of screws yourself. Okay, so I don't know. They're my least favorite couple. They got physical way too fast, so they've been blindsided by the fact that they had all this physical chemistry, and that they thought each other were cute, and they just got everything. But I'm like, from the honeymoon, they've been disagreeing. And they keep getting in front of everybody and saying, "Oh, it's all good. Everything is good. We don't have no problems. Y'all been having problems since y'all been talking. If y'all stop, when y'all don't talk, y'all good. The moment y'all have conversations, I don't know if y'all noticed that when they start actually talking, when they're not kissing and rubbing and they do not get along. They don't have anything in common lifestyle wise that would keep them and bound them together foundationally. They're not gonna make it.
Okay. Come on, Ross. Come on now. Thank you, sis, for your input. We'll pop you back out. Kayla, let's pop Kayla in real quick.
Okay. Thank you for bringing me back in. Is it my Wi-Fi?
No, I was like, don't you want to work tomorrow?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this in a second.
Talk about this. Go ahead, talk about
this. So a couple of things. Okay, so in the aviation industries, pilots have egos. And so I feel like Eric needs a girl that's going to be like, you know what, babe, I know you're going to be on a work trip, but let me go ahead and fly with you. Let me come to your layover. Let me sit by the pool at your hotel. That's what he really wants. And unfortunately, the girl Vodka, she ain't that. She independent. She trying to hang with her dudes. She trying to get her beers in. She trying to get her shots in. And, honestly, from my perspective, she has the best of both worlds. This man is working. He got flight benefits. He got planes. He got 401ks. He has time to be by himself, time for her to be by herself and me back. She has the best of both worlds, but because she's so young, she's a sorority girl, and she down south, and she's totally different from him. He's conservative, and she's like so liberal that he like, wait, what? Like when she said her sister was gay, he was like, I'm okay with it, but like. He need the girl that wears the pearls and the pearl necklace, and they are part of the pilots club. That's who he really needs. That's who he really needs. But unfortunately, that's not her right now. So that's all I got to say. It's not gonna ever be her. It's not gonna ever be her. And she drinks too much. She needs some water.
So let me ask this. Do we really think that Vodka is really independent? Because we keep using this term. Is she really independent, or is she alcoholic.
He calls her independent.
But what is the mask for? It's
Just
just like, what's the
she
thing?
is so independent.
How?
It's crazy how independent this girl
How?
is.
No,
She's not.
She's
not independent.
I don't think she is.
She's bucking for freedom, which is different.
Oh, that's deep.
Not
bucking
independent.
for freedom.
Come on,
That's that adolescent, right? I want to do what I want to do, Dad. Like that's what it is. It's like a rebellion. It's not an independence. Like she's not. No, she ain't. She's not independent at all. No.
That word independent. I think it's just she wants her space and freedom. I don't know if I think she's independent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like even when I feel like if you're in a relationship or you married or something, who wouldn't want to check in with their dude or their wife? Like, what if something was to happen to you at the bar because you've been drinking so much? How would Chris know who to call, who to text for you to make sure that you're good? That's not really. I didn't think that was bad. I mean, I ain't saying text all day, and then anyways, his phone was on airplane mode half the day anyways because he on a plane. At least send a text message and be like, hey, babe, I'm going to the bar with a couple of my girlfriends. We're going to be at home. Because he's not there to really protect her. That's all that he's really trying to say. Yes, she is self-absorbed. I agree, period. And she's a sorority girl from down south. So that's a whole nother thing.
All right, we're going to pop Avita in real quick.
Hopefully this sounds better. Is this better?
Just keep talking. We're going to see.
Yeah.
Is it better?
It sounds like it's better.
Okay. I had to get on the government Wi-Fi over here. So I think that Eric wasn't really honest about what happened with his last wife.
Okay.
And I think that he took it as something that was real, and she took it as something as this is what it is, so you can get married, do your military benefits. Okay. And I think that he is acting the same way that Jacob acted, but he's just doing it continuously. Like when Jacob flipped out, like the girlfriend cheated on him in the past. Because why else would you need somebody to call you every hour? What are we talking about? Hi, Eric, I went to the bathroom. We're getting dressed. Just had another drink. Like, what do you want to talk about?
Nothing. Nothing to talk about. Married people don't talk that much. We don't want to talk that.
No, and so I think that's why he's trying to orchestrate this marriage in a certain way. I think that she has very similar personality traits to his last wife that is a trigger for him. And I think he's trying to orchestrate this relationship to be the way that he wants it to be. That's what I feel.
Yeah. Come on,
so with her, she actually reminds me of my grad assistant who was just drinking and drinking and drinking. She was a good worker, but dang, I was like, good God, girl. And it's like, what are you trying to escape? Yeah. And I wouldn't say that she is at all independent because she's very dependent on her friends. Those are that's her comfort blanket. Because I think in a sorority, I did Greek life. That was part of my job. And they don't want to be drunk all the time. Like, they don't even look good to the sorority members. Like, that doesn't represent what their organization stands for. And I feel like they are the people who don't judge her for that behavior. Like, she found her group that doesn't judge her. And that is why she's clinging so heavy. And I also didn't like a friend who was like, and we go out every night and drink, and that's what we do. Okay, that's not what we're going to keep doing. Okay. Right. Why don't you think that's a problem?
And she can handle herself.
Sir, shut up.
Right. Right. She can handle herself. She's a real good woman. I was like, wait a second, with a Curtis or with Cole or whatever his name.
Virginia is a bad.
And then he told her, but you're a looker too. I'm like, sir, what are you doing? What is going on? I think that it was an interesting theme with the women in this, is that they keep the men to drink. Like, if you with somebody who don't want to drink, they don't want to drink, and that's it. It was Clara. Do you want to have a beer? No. You're gonna make me drink by myself, girl. You want to drink by yourself? Go get a drink by yourself. Then it was what's the boring pastor one name? I can't think of his name.
Ryan.
Ryan. It was him with the Jello shots, and then when they came to the party, he said, "Well, I guess I'll have a shot for Clara." Like,
yeah, they don't want to drink like that.
But you know, the last couple drinks like that. The last couple seasons, it's been heavy on drinking. They come back into it like it's wine glasses, drinking champagne every night. Amani and Woody were drinking. There's a lot of alcohol going on just in general in the last couple seasons that I've noticed.
Still be drinking.
Even right now, Amani and Woody stay drinking. They don't be drunk. Yeah. They don't be like Victoria out here. It's like, drink, Cassie. Have a few glasses of wine. Have a couple beers. Are we drinking 49 freaking tequila shots?
Mm-hmm.
Vodka Lake.
Vodka doing a lot. She got some growing to do.
When she walks into any room, that's the first thing that's on her mind. I need a drink. I need a shot.
But I think that speaks to her not being comfortable with who she is as a person. If I can't be in any situation just being me, like 100% who I am without an altered state, then that speaks to an insecurity that I'm not comfortable with who I display, or I don't feel like I'm I have anything to offer, or unless I'm the drunk party girl. Like, who am I? Who is my identity beyond a drink? And I think that she really needs to explore that.
That's what they said. That I think we said that last episode, maybe, that she doesn't have any identity behind that. That's it. And so when you take away the liquor and the sorority girl, drunk, whatever, who is Virginia?
Virginia. We're sorry. Her name is not Victoria.
Oh, what's her name?
Virginia.
Vodka?
Virginia.
All right, I keep on calling her Virginia. What's her name?
We don't never know her name.
I'll just say Vodka, because I really don't know her name, for real.
Vodka. We call her
drunkard. Chris called her ass a drunkard. That was too funny. Drunkard.
Like he was on a playground.
Drunkard. It's like
that's where he
on the playground. You know. That's crazy.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. So I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Will they work? Maybe if she go to AA.
I don't think they're gonna make it.
Yeah.
I don't.
He got to go to therapy.
Yeah.
And I pause to how controlling he is about how she raised her, how she even treat her dog. You see, when I had your dog, what'd you say?
He was like, that right there, with the dog right there.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Because he was good all weekend. I mean, he's on with me. He was regular with me. See this? See that right there? See, that disturbs his peace. Just don't do that. He don't really like her. All right? He really don't.
He don't like who she is.
He wants a woman. He's trying to get her into this mode. He don't really like her.
He likes having sex with her.
Because she probably wild and nasty. What man don't like that? Somebody swinging from the goddamn.
He was whooping that dog.
That dog was scared of him.
Oh, he beat that dog's ass. That's why that dog was like,
yeah, that dog. But I think he has to realize, like, you didn't marry a daughter. Like, you wife.
Wow.
She already got a daddy.
She got daddy issues, though.
That's true.
Wow.
She does.
Wow. They did. I just think this season they did a disservice all the way around. They didn't properly vet people. Maybe they was drunk too. Fatigued themselves and they didn't know how to do it. I don't even know, because I don't understand how you interview these people and we see them episode 1 and 2 and we like, oh no, this ain't right. Nah. We're not even experts. We just lay people to have an opinion, right? But these is professionals with the school, had a study, lead whole churches, got clients, you know what I'm saying? And we regular people, besides Alicia, because that's what you do, but we regular people, and we see the shit out the gate. Like, this ain't
right. This ain't right.
Them up. Even before they match them up, I'd be like, don't pick them.
Jennifer be like, I don't like. Jennifer came home and was like, so they got this one guy on there. I really hope they don't pick him. And it was Chris. She's like, I just hope they don't pick him because he ain't right. And then the way production,
you can see it in his eyes.
They know it ain't right.
I wish they would have. You know what, Paige? We going to Vegas. They got chapels there. We're gonna make it work at the Vegas chapel. Okay. I'm sorry.
Now, an interesting thing though, I don't know if you Jen, did you see the interview with Kev on stage and his wife with Keith from season 9?
All part of it. I think I watched like half of it and then I had to go. I didn't pick it back up.
So the reason why he disclosed that they recruited him for the show.
Yes, I did see that part.
Really?
They recruited, but remember we said in the past, I don't know who brought it up, but they have problems finding African American men for all the girls who try out for the show.
Yeah.
And they contacted him somehow and asked him to come be a part of it. And he said, okay, he thought it was cool. And that's how he found out about it.
He didn't, but they didn't work out though, right?
Iris was him.
Oh, Keith.
Keith and Iris. Yeah.
Wow.
But he was saying that part of the reason why they didn't work out was because like she was trying to have a conversation with him on camera about the fact that he was recruited. After he told her off camera, he like, girl, what you doing? Like, you know, so he was like just seeing like those little things like that, and how she made a big deal about the condoms in the drawer and also about losing the ring. All that stuff like was bigger issues for him than her virginity. But it just.
He also said that he told her beforehand that he did not want to stay in the marriage, and she knew before into the thing at the end.
He did say that.
Emotional was already. They had already had that conversation, which I think is interesting too.
So I'm wondering if even Chris was recruited.
You think he was recruited? Oh my God, that makes it even worse.
There's a lot of videos that he did like with Atlanta media about him and his franchise restaurant, and you know, him being the first youngest. You know, if you look on YouTube, I'm just wondering if he was recruited.
I
think so. And I think Mercedes knew, and she was like, "Get money, don't get booty." But he got both.
Yep.
Wait, what? Wait.
So you think Mercedes was in the whole time?
I told you when they was whispering back and forth, and I said something ain't. Something is going on here.
Remember about? Yeah, remember on the first episode, and he was like, I've been abstaining for 3 days.
Yes. What is that? For masturbating. He stopped masturbating for 3 days.
He lying. He was lying.
For her.
He was lying. I think, and that's why he got the tattoo removed on the 3rd day too. They had to wrap it up. They had to wrap it up.
So Jen, we're saying that apparently they're in order for the show to go on, they've been missing some key elements. And so what they're saying is that they've been recruiting some black men for the show to be so they can match them up with the women, because not enough men are applying for the show. So Keith was recruited, and potentially we're arguing that maybe Chris was recruited because he was this astute, affluent business owner.
He's the youngest
Subway
franchise owner in the history of Subway.
In the history of damn Subway, Chris he's the youngest African American part-time Subway owner who apparently lost his franchise because of his antics.
You don't know that though.
That's what they say.
You don't know that he lost it.
I thought he lost it.
I don't know.
They said they pulled the contract or something. I don't know.
Casting calls. Casting calls are what they did. Okay, when they say recruiting, it's a casting call.
No, Keith said they came,
but it's still a casting call. It's still like a casting call. Like it ain't that deep. Okay, like there's some single black men that we can put on television. It's a casting call. Okay. It's like we looking for the brown skin, big booty girl. We looking for the light skin, anything looking you like it's a casting call. Unfortunately and fortunately, I know not one black man that would go on this show. Not one. There are no black men running down the altar, number one, and they're definitely not doing it with a surprise face. Like it's not going down, dog. They're not doing a surprise. They're not like there's no black man I know that would be like, surprise, I'm with the surprise face. Like no. I don't know none.
She's calling it a surprise face because you're married at first. So you get married. Surprise!
Like most of them are being dragged down the aisle on the normal, y'all. So like y'all think they just gonna volunteer to walk down the aisle with a stranger and then she might be busted? No. He's already taking a risk with his life. He lived in his car. Okay.
Girl, shut up.
Because he's a narcissist and he has some issues and he wasn't held as a baby. He
was held as a baby.
Too much. He was held too much as a baby.
He was held as a baby.
He's probably still breastfeeding with his mother. Okay.
I think it was like, did you? Oh,
his grandmother, his grandmother, not his mother. His grandmother, I think.
Perfect example to what Dr. Sabrina said, and what was it, Brooke or somebody said in the comments? Somebody said the person's asking like, "What'd you do to my son? What'd you do?"
That was me.
You said it. You said, and that's what his mama said 3 episodes ago.
Was
he drinking?
What was did he?
That was like, is that an excuse?
Evita, it was like, what's due to him? Was he drunk?
Yep.
It was like,
is that an okay reason?
Oh my God.
No, and then before that, she said, well, people have a lot of different ways of handling things. So, maybe this is his way. Say what now, Chuck? What'd you say?
He's been conditioned. His mother raised him like this.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And then she handled everything, so he never had to handle anything. So like when things would happen, she probably went in to rescue him, so he never had to. So now he's in a situation and he's faced with I'm wrong, and he doesn't have a responsibility to act out.
Well, it's funny because this is actually
for him because his mother has always been talking for him. So now he lets Paige and Mercedes and what? Oh my God!
But this is regular though, y'all, in the Black community, like specifically with Black men who have been raised by single parents, specifically single mothers. There's a whole thing with this, y'all, that we have to overcompensate sometimes. So we're overcompensating with Black men in particular. This is what I've seen dating, y'all. The men are being coddled at home because we know they ain't safe in the streets. We ain't safe by the white people in the government. They're not safe by none of the white people out here. So there's been this overcompensation, even with Black Lives Matter. There's an overcompensation for Black men right now. They are being cradled and coddled, and then they send them out to date us, and I'm dating children.
I don't think I think that's a factor, but I also think because these parents were pastors.
Oh yeah, it's totally different.
It's different. I feel like they don't I don't feel like his parents even truly like know who he is. I really feel like his grandmother knows him.
Mm-hmm.
But his parents don't even really know their child.
No,
they don't even know their child. And I feel like that's kind of mom feels guilt, which why she jumped in to rescue, because she knows she really ain't showed up to raise her kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
All of it's terrifying.
Yeah. And it's all exposed on national television for us all.
National television. National television. All our Black trauma on national television.
Right. Oh my God.
I just keep yelling at Pastor Cal, like, how dare you have let him on air? How dare you let this man on air?
I do blame Pastor Cal. I still like Pastor Cal, but I blame him because he had a check in his spirit.
Yep.
He had a check in his spirit, which is why he kept asking him, "Are you sure this is over?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's the end? Is there anything that's gonna have you with her?"
When they revealed the couples, y'all, he wasn't totally with it in. He was like,
no. We hold Pastor Cal responsible because we know he will call a spade a spade. He will tell it. He will tell it like it is. You know he's gonna be the barometer. He's like, nah, cuz that's not right. Like the issue is Pastor Cal is outnumbered. You know, when it comes to production and all the other stuff, but still, we do hold him responsible. It's not fair, but we do hold him responsible.
Other doctors were like, "Oh, they're a religious couple. They're going to be great together." I was like, "Have y'all listened to anything this man said out of his mouth in the interview?"
Right. The toxicity of this couple, this vow, this covenant, before all of this, it really, I don't even know how to really explain it, but it irritates my soul.
How much? What soul, Jennifer? Deep down inside?
It irritates my whole soul.
Every ounce of your soul, Jennifer?
Because I really feel like Paige would have stayed with this man because of her belief system, because of her faith. Toxic faith. It's not even like,
come on, Jen.
It's not even like the clear. That's not what it is, and I don't even know really how to say it, but it's not right. And his friends talking, but you took a covenant before the Lord. But this man is unhealthy.
Yeah, he's not right.
This man is not. I don't care who you stood before. I don't care who you stood before. No, it's called the boy. Do y'all not understand?
You just met this motherfucker. You just met him. How much do you owe him?
Right.
But that thinking, and I get it. I completely get it. It would have caused her to stay in a situation that really was not good, because
it's gonna be bad, y'all. She has to get out. Like,
seriously. And it's like, it really bothers me. It really, like, when I hear them talk and all, like, ooh, that's not good. That's not good.
You just met him.
It's not good.
I think the hard part is for me is
him. You got a covenant with a stranger.
I think the part that's hard for me is that you speak about, like, you heard the word when she walked down the aisle. She was like, "What do you hear?" "I hear God telling me to go get my husband." But are you hearing him? Is that the only words that you heard?
Right, girl. What?
Because God didn't warn you, like, Paige, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it, Paige.
I think the Holy Spirit wasn't telling her go. I think he go down the aisle, like he was telling her like go, like leave the hotel. Like, go.
The Holy Spirit told her gut that she felt something off with her husband, though.
Because she wasn't listening to herself.
So that's my thing. It's like, you can't be so you so saying, oh, this is what God is saying, but he's saying something completely different and you're not listening. So what is it? And I think that it's hard too, because a lot of people are listening to toxic pastors. So you practice in Christianity because you're getting your word from somebody who is toxic. Then if you read the word for yourself, you will understand what God is really saying to you, and you won't need nobody else to tell you, because that's where it all boils down to, where you just like suffering.
Also, when your learning stops and your experience stops with religion in a way where you're not receiving the spiritual part, you do become very black and white. Like, if this was me before I had sex, the religious person that I was before I had sex, I would have looked just like Paige. Like, I would have looked just like Paige. Slim, like just like that, because I know where I was religiously. Like, religiously, I was like, this is what I follow. This is what it is. This is this. I would have probably said it. The only thing that I wouldn't have stayed in is because it eventually wouldn't have felt good. Like, hey, too, I wouldn't have felt good about it. You know what I'm saying? But I see it. Like, I see how we all are in that very, that space, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's terrifying, though.
Then says the Old Testament identifies divorce can only occur under the violation of infidelity. That is where Paige's foundation is coming from.
Mm-hmm. But what I get,
I feel like God didn't write married at first sight in the Bible because he wasn't alive then. And so if he could write in married at first sight, bitch, get out this shit if it don't feel right. You 2 days in, it's you not even 24 hours in, niggas take you to some shit. Get out now. Like, get out now. And I mean, I appreciate Paige's dedication to the process. I appreciate the dedication, but
I think she's black and white in her stage of religion. She's just very black and white in it.
If somebody is dragging you through the mud, not even 24 hours in, and taking you through changes 6 days in, you have to choose yourself first in this social experiment. We find ourselves, it's a motherfucking social experiment.
Yeah, that's real.
Right. We did do covenant before God. Okay, vertical rise, we vertical. Right? But if something is not adding up, you have got to protect yourself. You don't self-sacrifice because you've now made a covenant with a crazy person in a social experiment that obviously somebody did not do appropriate research to protect your heart. So you must protect your own heart.
Tell her, Big Sis. Tell her. You watch out for your sister over there.
Check the tree, okay? Check the tree. And after I would have sat down, I would have been like, I got message after we got married, and his daddy came to me and said what he said. I'd be like,
I would have flipped the table. I would have went.
I would have went back. I would have
ripped my dress off.
Friends or a family member. I'd be like, did you? He just said something to me. I'm not too sure how I feel about it.
I'm gonna be honest. I might have cussed out the women in the family. I might have went off on the women in the family. Like, I might not even looked at him like, how dare y'all let him speak to me like that? And I would have walked off. Why is he speaking to me about that? Inappropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just sat there, y'all. They just sat there like,
Yup. If I would have made it to day 2 after he told me I was unattractive, I would have went to the producers like, I know it's get down to the courthouse to turn them papers in. So don't turn them in because this okay. Don't turn that in.
The first thing I would have said was, sir, where's my breakfast?
Yeah, where's the menu, bro?
Oh, I'm not cute. Well, where's my breakfast dough?
Can we say it together?
You right. I would have been in the hallway with the producers like, he just called me ugly. It's not for me to
That's what we do.
This not gonna work.
And he got a baby on the way. And he didn't bring
I'm mad she was still in the room when he took 2 hours to go get breakfast.
No, menus.
To go get
menus for breakfast.
It was like
menus.
His hand
and came up with something to drink.
What's wrong, Chris? What's
for himself.
Wrong? Why are you crying?
I'm here for you. I'm your wife, and I will breastfeed you.
I will breastfeed you.
I did want Paige to say when she talked to the girls, like, do he be crying with you all the time?
Do he be crying?
13 days. And he cried at least 7 times.
Yes, even
issues was like just crying.
He had an attack.
Y'all, the ex-fiance was all for his fuckboy shit. She saw it immediately. She was like, "Oh, that's what he do. Like he's stupid like that. Like
together no more. And I'm a boss, and I'm about to maybe have his baby or maybe not."
He was like, she was like, "Yes, that sounds right. That sounds like him. Yeah."
Like he's not even sitting there. Like he in a box, like he in a bulletproof box.
He was the kid. He was the kid sitting next to his mama at the parent-teacher conference.
That's really what that was.
Legit.
He's sitting over there like
with his short pants on, looking disgusting.
With his ankles showing.
You remember that movie? You remember that movie where Tyler Perry had did with Journey Smollett, and then she was married to Lance Gross, and then she that was doing the drugs.
Yes,
doing the drugs.
Yes.
Think about his behavior. He is that man in real life form. It is scary.
That is
Tyler
so
Perry went to that Subway. Yes, what he did.
Oh
He
my
went to that
God.
Subway. He met her.
Let's make it fun. Koya, bring in Kayla and Roz real quick.
No,
I'm leaving.
Oh,
yeah. Bring in Kayla. Okay.
First of all, that parent-teacher conference
I'm
explanation.
gonna wait till hers come all the way back on.
That's
Okay.
what it was. It's parent-teacher conference.
So I want to say this real quick. So when we have more people on stage, we got to kind of pause for a hot second because somehow it's like a little delay overlay. So I know we get real excited and want to all talk together, but we can't hear what anybody is saying when everybody talks together. So let's kind of let one person talk and then we can kind of just play around with this for a second. We got one more couple to talk about and then we're going to round this out. People still watching, so we can still talk for a little while longer. Not too much because we've been going on for 3 hours now. But it's good conversation. This is good. This is good conversation. So thank y'all for joining us on the stage too. Where's Taylor? She gone?
I don't know. I'm gonna pull it back up and then pull it back on. I think he's trying to load up.
Okay. You want to say something, Roz?
No, I was like, she on my screen, but she disappeared.
Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about the last couple, Ryan and Clara.
Clara wants some dick.
Yes, Clara wants some dick. Give her some dick.
All she wants.
She wants to
She
smash.
just want dick. Is she real simple, y'all?
She's simple.
That's all she wants. That's all she wants.
Now I do believe, I'm beginning to believe that Ryan is a virgin.
Yeah, Ryan.
Ain't nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with him being a virgin. I just feel like not married at first sight is not the place for you to be if you're a virgin. I don't feel like that's
real.
He is not sleeping with his shirt off. He still has his shirt on.
His friends said he takes his shirt off all the time, y'all.
We saw him with his shirt off, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
When? Maybe at the gym?
Oh, he at the gym. Whole outside gym. Did we see him with his
Clara
shirt off?
Clara said, I have not seen my husband shirtless. And they have been married for 2 weeks.
And went to the pool.
I did know that they showed them at night in the bed. He has on the same shirt that he had on all day. Whatever that shirt was, he has it on. I'm like, why don't he at least put on like a tank top, like a beater or something, and go to sleep if he needs to wear something on himself?
But she also said that I've never done some things with somebody and haven't done the other things. So I'm like, is she jacking him off? Like, what is happening? Like, what is he doing that he's like, and now we're going to stop right there. And he's so private that Alicia, he could be a virgin.
Or maybe, I think he has they have gone down on each other and he ain't pulled out the package.
But he kept his shirt on the whole time.
It's not happening.
I don't think.
Nope.
I don't think that.
She went down on him and he rolled over and was like, thank you.
Oh no. You think with her explanation though? Her explanation seemed like they just been doing like with each other. They've been doing
I don't even think she's even nope. The fact that they took 2 days to kiss.
You don't think she's even touched? She ain't even touched it.
I don't think they did nothing.
I don't know.
And
that's she's telling everybody who listens.
She's mad because she's mad.
Mad. Look, let me take it back to my days before I was active. And I was an old virgin. It took me a long time to give it up. And it did take me a long, I was terrified of everything. Mm-hmm. And when I did start doing a couple things, I just stayed with that for a long time before I ventured out and was like, all right, I'm going to bust it wide open. So I wasn't thinking that he was a virgin, but now that y'all say it, maybe he is.
Does he feel like your virgin self though? Like he feels like my virgin self.
I just felt like he was being very intentional about what he was gonna do with her, but And then also he's a man still, so he's a male virgin. So I think that looks a different way than how it looks on a girl.
Either he's a virgin, or like I said to y'all before, his stroke ain't that great.
Or it hasn't, or it's been a long time for you.
Okay, sure.
High school.
A long time means you just bust a nut real quick and keep trying. That's not what's happening here. Guys.
Clara is the type of girl that he could take a page from. Like Clara was like, look, I'm gonna teach you how to do this. Yeah,
right.
And tell y'all, he got a small penis and he nervous, and he gonna wait till after television is off. Because we don't want this white girl to blow his spot up that he don't have what she thought he was gonna have. Because she date black dudes, and he ain't like the black dudes she dates. She dates the dudes I date.
If they've been doing some things, then she knows what it is already. Yes,
knows what.
Retracted, and it's retracted. It's when she knows.
But she know what? That he has a penis. That's it.
Knows.
But Koya, have you ever met a man that was like, you know what? I got a weak stroke, but I'm gonna try anyway. I don't think that he thinks that about himself.
Yeah.
I mean, no, weak stroke dudes just eat you out for a long time.
But
that's what weak stroke dudes do. They just eat your box for a long time.
I'm sure she would enjoy that. I don't think that's where they are, but I know that she can tell everybody. But that's the problem. She like at the grocery store, like, and you know, I just got married. My husband haven't had sex with me yet. Could you bet paper, please?
She's like, good morning, everything's great. My husband doesn't have sex with me.
I mean, she telling everybody.
But she's rolling her eyes, y'all. She's like rolling her eyes, like.
I think we have to.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that's not a long time.
That's not a long time.
Yeah,
for her,
I gotta sleep in your bed for 2 weeks.
She's used to being active very quickly.
Yes, she is.
So this
she's
is
she's an energy person.
Yeah,
like, if we feeling the energy, we go.
She gonna go with it. She don't care. And that's
2 weeks, and you sleeping in the bed with this man, and he's your husband.
And y'all adults.
And y'all
I mean, I understand.
And y'all are attracted to each other.
Somebody gonna put their hand somewhere. Somebody
I'm gonna be naked. I don't know what's happening. What's going on? Like, I would be cussing him out every night, y'all. I would be like, "Hey, son, pull your meat out, or like get out of this marriage, son." Like, what's happening? Because the whole reason I'm with you right now is so I can get regular penis.
Koya,
I'm trying to get regular penis.
Koya, you're abusive. You're abusive.
Well, pull your penis out. That's the only reason you're here, sir. So I can have this regular penis. And I need you to get on this regular penis and this connection. Let's get to the connection and the penis.
I think that it's
what's your purpose? Why are you here?
But I think that it's that he doesn't know her and he's a slow cooker. And you know, like a person has to warm up to people. But I also think that she needs to have the conversation that is making her feel undesired, and it is making her feel about herself. And that's why she's going around telling everybody, "Oh, you did it! You did it! You did it to me! Here, man, with a penis." And I guess it's understanding that every man isn't the same, and they move differently, and they feel a certain way, different way. And he want to make sure this marriage is real because he want to have his first time with his real wife,
not his first time. He needs to be transparent about his first time.
Yeah, and I think that's like the part that's kind of missing is like, so if we really listen to what they talk about, he's extremely conservative. His parents are pastors, so he kind of gives me, and I don't know if y'all gonna agree, but he kind of gives me the vibe of Irish with his virginity. He's held his virginity at a certain place, and he's taking it too seriously. You're married, son. So God said, go ahead. Okay. So like you're married in all the form that is married. I understand that it might be 8 weeks, but that's going to be a real divorce in 8 weeks. So you really married right now. So you can really have sex right now. Like it's okay. You know, I think they're holding their virginity in this like sacred place.
Yeah.
Like This is literally the space that God made for you to consummate, to have all the fun and do all the things and have all the freedom and everything. This is literally the space he created for it. And now you're just all like, yeah, I just want to be. He's never said I love you to anybody. I mean, he just got
that's
some
weird. That's
issues.
already gonna put her on
Well,
edge.
I
Right.
think he
already there.
has, and I think he has this like fantasy of how life and marriage and like it's romanticized. So like he's waiting for a feeling before he says I love you, and I'm like, bro, you married. I'm sorry. Okay,
We're
I love
going
my
with
husband.
virgin. We're
Right,
all
and I'm
going
not
with
saying
virgin.
right. I'm not saying feelings aren't in. I can feel the love towards my husband, but
Yeah.
marriage and love is choosing. It's not feelings. So when you begin to love someone, it's choices. So like if I know I'm gonna say something biblical, but if we look at 1 Corinthians 13, it talks about what love is.
Come on,
Yes.
None of that is feeling. All of that is choices,
No.
patience, kind.
Yeah.
The one that I hate the most, but it's still God is requiring, keeps no record of wrong. That one, that's they say that.
Ooh.
But those are choices.
Yes, it does.
Those are choices. Love is not feeling. Love is getting up and saying, I'm choosing you over myself, because that's what love says, that it does not choose itself. It chooses the other person. It's not self-seeking. So that's what love is. So he has this, I think this.
And Pastor Kyle kind of explained it like that to him. I feel like Pastor Kyle gave him a great explanation, but he did not seem more comfortable. Like,
I think his parents aren't helping. Whatever his parents have taught him, I don't think has helped him at all. I mean, they're extremely conservative, extremely, and I'm conservative.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say the same thing, Roz. I think that he understands the duty of marriage, the duty of love. Like, but I don't think that he's ever seen the love, like the romantic side of love.
Expression.
Because they are expressive love. I don't think that they are that way because they are so devout into the Lord. They don't have time for that. Whatever.
Plenty of time.
But like it's important for your kids to see you give each other a hug. It's important for your kids to see you give each other a kiss. That's important for them to see the outward expression of love. And I don't think that he's seen that. And I think that because they're
like that.
And I think that because that he is on TV, he has never seen that. He doesn't want that out there. And because Clara is very open with telling everybody and their baby mama what they do, he has chosen to not.
It's so funny though. It's so funny. She'd be like,
she's telling everybody. She's like, you gotta see this green blanket that we have on our bed that we aren't having sex in.
But she's doing that.
She gonna get them drunk and try to take advantage of them, dog.
I think that's also
that's why he don't want to drink. That's why he don't want to drink with her.
And that's why he don't nothing, because she run her mouth.
I think she's doing that though as a way to communicate her needs. She does it like, I got an audience. Everybody, I haven't even seen my husband with his shirt off. How ridiculous is that? Now tell him how ridiculous that is. Like she's looking for an amen corner. Because she's like, help me, somebody, please help.
But has she had that conversation with him?
No.
Nah.
I mean, they've had it in front of the doctor. Didn't they?
I feel like she kind of goes into this
she
mute role.
Wants to smash, y'all.
And she'll be like, yes, what did you say, Ryan? What did you say? Like
he knows that she wants to have sex though. He knows that. He's very aware she wants to have sex.
But I don't think that he understands what that means to her.
Oh.
Like, I want to have sex.
Be a virgin.
Everybody wants to have sex. But she's not saying like,
if he's a virgin, he doesn't even know what she's missing.
Does she know he's a virgin?
Oh, if he's a virgin. I mean,
if he's a virgin, does she know? Do we think she knows?
So. I don't know, but I do know that on the honeymoon they said they were keeping that private, but she got a little bit too she's like, I'm too desperate now, and she has been telling everybody. The floodgates open and it's just like word vomit. They're like, paper or plastic, yes, I'm still not having sex with my husband. Did I say that?
Would you like extra cheese on your pizza? Yes, and some penis. That's how she's gonna start talking, y'all. It's gonna be
You
wild.
still want these pickles? Did you say penis? I'm sorry.
Penis.
Yeah.
She's literally right now. She's like how most men probably kind of like feel after, like some time. She might be a very sexualized person, and not in a bad way. Just her
I would have left.
her needs
Yeah, I
might be a
would've
little
gone.
bit higher.
Bye-bye.
And she says she's a physical person. You know what I'm saying? And so if he's haven't had it or never had it, he don't understand. He doesn't understand. Like,
I'm just
what is on the question they is asking these people to match up? What is on the survey? I need to know.
Okay.
Right. What is the survey? What are the questions on?
I don't even think that they're a great. I think that even though outside of the sex thing, I think there are a lot of other issues because you see it on the next thing. So he's really conservative and she's not. She's not extreme. She's not like vodka. What's her name?
I think he is more than conservative. Yeah, it's got to be more than.
Well, when I say conservative, I mean like extremely, like really. I don't know. I want to say like
rigid
conservative.
I think it's rigid. Yeah, I think it's rigid.
Yeah, but even he was like, he wants his children to grow up in the church and grow up and then like he's not.
And she ain't feeling it.
Oh Lord, she is not with it, yo. Like she's not with it.
Like, did he communicate that to the experts? Because
I don't think he said it that
I feel like that's not a match. She's completely like church.
The interviews that they showed in the matchmaking process, he did not come off that religious.
No, he did not. That's why I was confused at the wedding when he was like, "Oh, my mom is a pastor and my dad is a pastor."
And I was like, "What?
Why are we just now finding this out?
Right.
Like, why didn't we know?
Yeah,
like we should have been known this." He didn't come off like that at all.
At all. I thought he actually wasn't even that tapped in religiously. Like I was like, "Oh, they're gonna be great."
I thought he was just like into the gym. He was into the gym. He went
to his little white boyfriends.
He did his job and he came home and that was it. He got a dog. That was it. Then all of a sudden, I grew up in the church.
That haircut fooled us. That haircut fooled us. That's not no church boy haircut.
No,
that's not no church boy. That's not no church boy haircut.
Church looked different a little bit now, but he didn't.
He
didn't have that energy.
But he has like that. Okay, I hope this is not offensive. He got like that Oreo thing going on, though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
Like
no.
Creole, right? So
he's
like,
black.
His daddy's Creole. I think his daddy's Creole.
His mom is black.
I heard Creole.
Yeah. His mom.
It's still black.
He
I'm Creole.
definitely got that thing going on.
It's still black, but he has a different look to him.
He has been.
He is a white boy. His brother's black. He's a white.
Yeah. Oh
his
God,
brother's
is black.
His brother
was like, "Why are we here with this white gentleman on the show? Why are we doing here?" No, his brother's everything.
I am here.
I need Claire to get the brother. I need us to give her the brother.
He could not.
I think that he went in the show planning to be his authentic self, and his parents, at least a fireside chat, pulled him pastoral room and was like, "Let me have a fireside chat with you real quick, little boo. We running the church, okay? And what we see on this screen needs to reflect what we do up in this church house."
That is probably what that looked like.
And so, and that's why and it was like when they talked to her and she was like, I'm not about to be going to church. They was like,
It was like, excuse me?
They don't be doing no consummating of this marriage because it's all right. She's not trying to raise her kids, my grandkids, in the church house. And I feel like that kind of swayed the conversation because if he presented one way and then all of a sudden he changed more conservative way.
Yeah. Because I mean that's not.
I agree, Shani. I think that he's hiding. He planned on going in this being
broken shell.
It was gonna be his breakout moment, and they was like, "Let me tell you something, little boo."
Not in this family. We don't do that.
The collection plate will still be full.
It don't matter because Claire's vagina is going to snitch and she's about to go. Her vagina about to go off. Okay, her vagina is going off. It's going down. Like it's not happening any longer. Like he gonna have to pull it out or like get out of the marriage. Like it's not gonna happen.
He's gonna give her a good reason why he's waiting.
It better be a good reason.
I do feel though if things go astray or awry with this relationship, she is also going to be very vocal about her experience of Ryan on the interwebs, and that's going to be a situation for sure because Ryan is he's uncomfortable.
Ryan, you shouldn't have showed up for a television show.
He's uncomfortable with his life being exposed. He is
Why did you come on a television show?
A lot of them are like that. Brandon and Taylor from
Oh God!
I don't want the cameras. I'm like,
yes,
they're all the time.
I think he was actually more triggered by the cameras than he realized he was going to be.
Like, I think he actually has some anxiety, but
he was very triggered. I was like, what's going on here?
But you can
that
see
was a crazy
how present they are when Vince left, and they showed us like the view from up top, and they were just out in the living room area texting and just being regular. And I'm like you see the cameras in front of them, but you don't really think about like how intrusive this is. You know what I'm saying? Their mics are on all the time. Like they're in their bed, and then when they're not there, they're like videotape yourself, and it's like you have to do all these video diaries. So it can be
also the other reason it's difficult to find black men to do this because they don't want to agree to doing that on television.
Yeah. And then
relationship on television. No.
Yeah, because some of these couples would work possibly without the cameras.
Absolutely.
None of these.
No, not none of these.
Not when I said not this season specifically.
None of these in this season.
This season is kind of.
Vita tried to kill me.
If Vinny can get his finances together, he'll be fine. That's it. That's all he do.
No, it's some other stuff.
That's an ego thing, y'all. It's just
got some other.
It is just a Leo ego thing. He has to make more than her, and he has to be stable, or he's going to click off every time.
My thing with that situation is, I think
it is. Trust me. I swear to God. Go Google what a Leo man looks like right now when he is not the forefront of his relationship.
I think
it's some other.
Y'all want it to be, but it's not that deep. It is ego. It is straight up ego. He is not comfortable in himself. That's it.
That's not personal.
And he wants to be perfect, but that is Leo characteristic.
Ego.
Well, Alicia.
I agree.
No, his ego is going to come in when he's not the more stable person in the partnership financially.
He already isn't financially because
I know, which is why it's not going to work for him that way. But she's got to back away too and allow that because he's also Dominican, y'all. He has to be the head of household. Period. There's
no head of the household without being super sensitive. I mean, like there are strong women with strong.
If you are not a Leo man, absolutely.
I don't know. I think falls into the category perfectly.
Yeah,
I don't perfectly, but my father and my brother, if you rock them with that ego, and they like that's what they look like, just like that. They go, I don't really like how you said that, and I'm gonna go away, and they will be gone. But they're gonna kirk off first. They're gonna go off. They go all the way off. It's like a lion, like the actual animal. Like they don't do anything. The women do everything. Men want to look beautiful and they want to look perfect, and their main wants to look good, but they're not. They don't. They just the women do all the work.
I get it. I think
Go ahead.
I get it. I think that's a personal problem he needs to deal with. And I was looking at Brianna and like how her mother and her sister interact, and they're all kind of snarky.
Yeah.
I just think that's just how she was raised. Yeah. But the problem when it comes to Vincent, however, being lying, whatever, Leo, is that it makes somebody always feel like they have to be on eggshells in a relationship.
You do. It's
no, you can.
that is a horrible feeling.
Oh,
to
no, you
always
can
feel
leave.
like,
I mean, that doesn't change. That's characteristic.
but I think that's something that he has to manage. I don't like to say poor behavior change. I think that
he does. He's a
recognize
little
that you are
immature. He's immature a little bit.
Yeah,
right, and he needs to
people aren't
recognize that. And
yeah, he is. People aren't responsible for our triggers. Like other people
Yeah.
aren't responsible for our triggers. Like we have to know what triggers us, how it triggers us, and then we have to manage our triggers. Like you
Right.
can't be responsible for always not triggering me. Like there's gonna be like he said he wants to say everything perfect and do everything. That's just not even feasible. And that's where you come in talking about it has to look perfect and do perfect, but it's just not realistic in life that anything is perfect. You know how many times me and my husband have said things to each other that weren't perfect, and there's tears and arguments.
Oh yeah, it's not rational. I didn't say these behaviors were rational. No, they're not. It's not rational. Like I know my sister told me a while ago. She's also a Leo. So my sister told me a while ago she used to have these like things in her head. My mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister are all Leos. So she was like, she set these things, these goals for herself in school, like in elementary school. And she would put so much pressure on herself for like an A. Mind you, no one in our family talked about grades. We didn't talk about grades. Do your best. That was it. And she got I had a whole panic attack like in the 3rd grade because she got like an A- or a B or something. I'm sitting here like, okay, that's great. And she like flipped out, but like carried that through like college and like her work. And she said it was literally a standard she set for herself, an image she had of herself that was cracked. And what happens with the men that think like that, they like he could not, because it's kind of, I don't know, I have to be careful saying this, but like one of their traits is narcissistic traits. It is a narcissistic trait too. And that's why it's just such a struggle. Like it's going to be so difficult for him to get past it, even with therapy, because he only is going to see how he's hurt and everything else is going to look like, well, they just don't agree with me, so they don't see my point. So that's it. That's the end of the discussion. Like you can see his friend, he wasn't even bending with his friend. Like his friend was like, yo, that's you. and Benny was like, is it though? Like, is it? His friend was like, yeah, that's you. But it doesn't change, y'all. Like that. But I think that they can actually, if they know that about each other, they respect that about each other. If she is able to kind of pull that snuggie back to get to know him, and then they stay in therapy together, I think their personalities could be awesome together. I think their energy is great. I just think her snarkiness versus his insecurity is it's too much not knowing each other. It's dangerous not knowing each other. But she's snarky as hell. Like I don't know how you get past that. That's her humor. But
yeah,
it can be. There are
ways for her to pull back. There's always ways for all of us to pull back in parts of our personalities and to feed off of his cues, right? Like so, like when he kind of did the like that's that's something over time that she can learn. Like okay, right. He didn't really respond to that in a way, and then kind of go right there and say, you know what, I'm sorry. Did I say something? I'm just playing with you. My bad. I'm sorry. Don't take it that way. And
I think her normal humor is a poker. Her normal humor is like pokey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that he does need to make some adjustments because even when they were playing the game and they were like something about, did he get bit by a dog? Did he get a car? And then she was like, he definitely fell out of the car. And he, oh, you think that? Boy, get yourself some confidence. and a little dash of sense of humor. Lord Jesus, she wasn't.
Yeah, their humor is not on the same.
I think he's just really insecure.
So sensitive.
He is very sensitive, and that can be very annoying to a point. I mean, because you're like, oh, because she was like, I just want to do everything to please my husband, and I know that there are certain triggers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could say like last week, me and my husband had an argument, and I know I poked a trigger, and I was like, you know what? I know that triggered you, and I'm going to go ahead and apologize. So I knew that was a trigger. That was below the belt. I shouldn't even said that. And eventually but everything ain't no trigger.
Yeah.
Like everything. Can't be a trick. Dad, you tricking on everything.
I mean, 2 weeks in, yeah, you're tricking on everything. 2 weeks in, if you got trauma, if you
tricking on everything in 2 weeks, that means we ain't supposed to be together.
I mean, people should be together. They all got trauma that they haven't dealt with.
Jesus
that means you're triggered.
Once
Period.
again,
Because you're triggered with
thank you,
anybody.
I agree.
Once
That- I mean,
again, experts did not do enough interviewing.
They didn't.
I'm not saying they're gonna find people scot-free, but God,
I think they were just trying to entertain us in the pandemic, y'all. I think they just rushed the season. I honestly believe that.
Because these 2-hour episodes are a little long. Y'all know them first 3 episodes or something like that was just unnecessary. I don't want
Unnecessary.
I don't watch the first 2. I just get to when they get married. I don't get time for all the other.
I don't watch
that.
what?
The shenanigans.
Did anything good happen? I'd be like, no, you ain't missed nothing.
Yep. I don't watch it.
I'll be like, I just wasted 2 hours of my life. And I only get so many. I got kids. They go to bed. That's my hours. I can't be wasting my night hours. That's why they have a bedtime. They're in bed. So I can have adult time, whether that's me watching TV, doing whatever. I wasted 2 hours watching them first few episodes. Unnecessary. Just unnecessary. Shoot.
Well, we've been on this this TV show now for 3 hours, and
we done got it all out.
So does and I'm over here blinking hard. Jennifer, we done got quiet. We got our cell phone. We didn't almost put a Chris on y'all. Just tapped out and been like,
Chris.
I feel that.
Y'all is rude and disrespectful.
This was entertaining because I've been interviewing people all day.
Yes. So anybody have any final words, any final thoughts, any final statements before we sign off until next
Love
week?
yourselves.
Get there.
Love yourself. Man, love yourself.
Get some therapy.
Marriage is real. It's not a fantasy. Marriage is real. It's not a fantasy.
Amen.
It's not a fairy tale. It's not a feeling. It is a real.
It's not a
it is. It's not a fairy tale. I really believe marriage truly is a journey. And it's a journey. It truly is. It's a journey, and you grow and you love each other and you grow together through it. It's a journey. But and people have miscarriages, people lose their children, people have mental illness, people have spouses they have to take care of. That's not a fairy tale. It's not a fairy tale, but it's a journey, and they grow and they love and they adapt each other through it. And so, miss me with the Cinderella. I love Brandy. I love Whitney, but miss me with that. Really, it is a journey. It's a journey. Yeah. Cinderella, Disney, they lied to us. Okay, it's a journey. It's not a fairy tale. And these people coming into this process thinking that they're gonna live happily ever after. Where's my? And it's not. That's not it, boo.
After the wedding, anyway. So that's the trigger part too. TV doesn't show, like, we think about those Disney things. It's the wedding and then it's veer off happily ever after. So we never ever in society really get like these realistic pictures of what it looks like after the wedding is over. And so people are trying to achieve these lavish weddings, and nobody's prepared for the marriage. And
this show don't make me want to get married. I'll tell you that. I'll be like,
I'll say this. I feel like people get married thinking that it'll fill some hole and every one of your cups will be full. You are responsible for some of your cups. Like,
hello.
Responsible for some of your cups, but like, you are responsible ultimately for your cups. Like, if your dream is happening, you're responsible for that. What Jennifer? What I say?
Come on, Evita.
You come with it. Come with it.
You got to
right. Pass the offering plate.
So
come on, Vita. Come on.
So I think that's like what we're seeing in this. Like, we're seeing people expecting somebody to fill all of our cups, all of our hurts, be our balm for everything, and they're not going to be.
Yes,
and that's the reality of marriage. And it's sometimes hard, and it's like you get married and you think automatically whatever holes you feel, this person will fill, and they have their own holes to fill.
Right.
Absolutely.
They have their own cups to fill. And so it is a union to make things hopefully easier, but you have some responsibility over you and your feelings and how
your work
will be as well. And I just wish that people like get it. because it ain't. And sometimes
because marriage will magnify those holes.
Say it again, especially if you're coming into a marriage like, oh, my husband's going to heal my childhood wound, right? And then he triggers that mug. You like, wait a second. You like, what the? This is not what you were supposed to fill in the gaps that my dad didn't, or that my uncle, whoever, and like you itching that mug. That's a problem.
Jennifer got the church finger up.
As y'all got husbands, 1, 2, 3. Y'all give this advice out to the single people in y'all lives?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Holes pouring water in the
absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
But you know what? Sometimes a lot of single people think that that's your experience. That's not going to be my experience. That's not going to happen to me. I've seen that probably more than I've seen people actually take in the advice. And then they get into it and they're like, dang, it really is like that. So it's all about like, you guys are listening. You're like, oh my God, but there's so many people that don't really take heed to what other people are saying because they think that they're nothing like you. And their experiences are not like yours. Even though all the married people in the room are saying a version of different situations, but the same foundational advice. But it's just about making sure that, you got us. Here you go. This is what we're serving you tonight. Take it, eat it, consume it. Let it simmer, and take it in because marriage is real. But look, even in all of this, marriage is beautiful though. Like having someone.
I love how people will say all that other stuff and then they be like, "But it's beautiful." I be like,
"It is.
It's beautiful.
But have fun. They're amazing."
Like my sister be like, "Yes, kids are wonderful," and then she be like, "Don't do it." Like I'll be like, "Wait."
Because it's nothing like going through a journey of life with somebody that you love, that you trust, that has your back no matter what. Like that is you can't cash that check nowhere, but your marriage. That's you have to be vulnerable. But it's like you got each other's back. Like what we doing? And you pivot that way. Okay, I'm pivoting that way. But you got to have a partnership. Like and that's the beautiful part.
The beautiful part.
That's the part right there. Finding the partner.
But the beautiful part of it too is that it's a choice, right? So like it's a choice. Like these are choices. So knowing that you two have consistently made these choices to come to this place, to get to this, y'all gonna be together to get to this union. When you have a kid, it's a choice to have a kid.
That's why we got married.
When you have a kid, it's a choice to have a kid, but it's not really a choice to really. Well, it's a choice, but you feel more responsible for the kid.
Yeah,
like, I have to do this. I have to do this. Like you don't have to do nothing with your husband or your spouse. Y'all are crazy, okay?
They are delusional. This is their delusional hour. They tired in a delusional hour right now. Like we gonna do the favor for them and close the show down. Because look at they Alicia, the only one. Alicia, you got to take the reins of saying goodbye. They're no longer here.
Y'all gotta cut.
Thank you so much.
And eat some blood and smash it together.
Yeah. Look at them.
Yeah. Y'all so crazy.
Seriously though, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that because it really makes me think if I actually want to do it or not.
Yeah, I'm like leaning towards
that part. That
seriously, really, seriously.
Yep,
I'm tired. I applaud y'all in y'all's marriages.
I still want to, although I be like, do I want to? Yeah. The Lord gonna bless my heart.
But y'all got the beautiful black mama and black daddy over there. Like I feel like y'all got okay. Shit. Okay.
I done learned a lot from watching that.
That's true. That's true. They'll be putting a lot of. We ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, right.
But I want to end with this. You know, it's kind of petty. You can't see it behind us. They got Vincent popping champagne. Get that petty? Get that petty? It's a few other people, but I just been looking at why they have Vincent popping champagne. That's real
That
petty.
Vinny.
That paid Vinny.
That's hilarious.
All right, we should. That's enough. Okay.
Good night,
Bye,
y'all.
you guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for having me. It was
Thank you all. Thank you, Avita. So whoever, let me look. I don't even know who is still here. People are still watching.
They still watch it. I'm like, wow.
They still here. Thank you. OGs is still here. You turn your computer on, your phone on, dropped it down, left it there, walked away. We appreciate y'all. Shawnee B, good night, sis. And next time you better get on the stage because I sent you the inbox, okay? I sent you the inbox. So thank y'all for listening to. We just be talking and having a good time. And so Denise White Coleman, thank you. Charlonda, it's been great. Thank y'all for real. Like on some real shit. Like thank you for just like hanging in with us, checking us out. It's fun to have a girl chat. I think Marshall or somebody, one of Koya's godbrother, he was chiming in. So thank you wherever you are. It's been next week about 8:15. We'll be back on doing our chat. If you are somebody that comments every week, I do inbox you the link to get backstage, to come on stage and to talk. Don't be afraid. Come on stage. We don't bite. We just have a little chit chat, a little shoulder shimmy, a little shit talking session, a little share. And we just keep talking. Rosalind, thank you. Come back next week. Avita, Koya, thank you so much for letting us use this platform. We definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Taylor, wherever she is. Shout out to Jen, wherever she is.
Hey.
Shout out to Elizabeth and Ebony and Kilolo and Courtney, Monique, everybody watches and chimes in every week. Shout out to Koya Mama. Shout out to Koya Mama. Okay, shout out to Koya Mama. Shout out to Kayla. So thank y'all for chiming in. And thank you, Alicia, for participating with us, of course. And adding all the goodness. And
and Dr. Sabrina, too.
Yeah.
Dr. Sabrina.
Moment right there. We need to call her on weekly, be like, do your little therapist moment to just kind of, walk some shit down. But so this has been good today. So thank everybody for watching. We appreciate your support. Look out for us again next week for Married at First Sight Season 12 recap with Etta, Jen, and Alicia. We'll have a cute name soon. I don't know what it is, but in the show, we'll figure out a cute name. And once again, congratulations to Greg and Deanna on the arrival of their baby boy Joy. Sending good love, black love, and good juju. Y'all be safe. Stay maxed up. Stay protected. If you don't get vaccinated, get vaccinated. And we'll see you next week.
Peace.